All right. Well, everyone, let's get ready to go. I'm going to grab a caffeinated drink.
Mine's better. Has liquor in it. Hello.
Hey, Viv.
Hello.
What up?
Now, Megan, ask yourself, do you really want your narrator to be drunk?
Oh, please. Like, that isn't how I've had you narrate every other game.
Hey, most times I was just social drinking, so I didn't really get drunk. There's only a couple episodes where we really went nuts.
Oh no, I can't tell if you're wearing your comfy pants or not.
Oh, I forgot that joke. Wow.
Every time he drinks, every single time, he'll leave and come back in these very specific comfortable pants.
No, it wasn't specific. It was any pair of comfortable pants.
Yeah, specifically ones with holes in them.
So with AC.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all get kicked out of this room. Congratulations, Megan. Now you're fighting a dragon. Good job.
You say this like I'm not the one having the most fun.
Bring it. Dragon isn't gonna know what hit him. I got enough shenanigans spells here to use.
Oh, jeez.
Something's gonna stick.
Buoyancy. That'll get him.
Didn't realize you're going to get through the sea hag so easily. Oh, hey, look, I'm not muted. They can hear everything we're saying over here. I'm just going to
like saying these things just willy nilly. People are like have opinions on.
What? Just so I have a mental image, what
Yeah.
color is he?
So he is mostly his fur is black, and he's sort of got white streaks through it. Or not white streaks. Yeah, white streaks. He's got white streaks through it. Not like a skunk, but sort of like intermittent. Just like patterny white stuff, kind of like Arctic Foxy. Not Arctic Fox. There's a fox I looked up for reference. I can't remember its name, but yeah, black with some white stripes.
I like it. I like it. All right, so night sky. How about you? Looks like you put your character's name up there. That's
Yeah.
pretty helpful.
Are you wanting a description or what is it that
Yeah. What race are you?
I'm a hybrid?
You're a hybrid of what?
Fairy
Oh.
and gnome.
That's right.
I'm that tiny little thing that's flying around everywhere.
See, I remember the characters and I remember the people, but I don't remember which one goes with which.
Right.
And then what does your character look like?
She's just like a normal, like tannish colored skin,
Mhm.
And she has like bluish purple wings.
Nice.
And sorry, I'm rolling dice to see which ones are going to give me bad numbers. But so she's just this tiny little thing zipping around in the air.
Sounds good. And then, how about you, Vivi?
Might want to unmute. That would help. So Snyx, she is about 3'4". She's a green goblin with brown eyes and red hair. So she's 3'4". She's about 120. Yeah. And if I remember right, she kept interrupting everybody's talks because she kind of just snuck up and listened in because she has no clue how to introduce herself yet.
As you do.
You just listen in, and if there's something interesting, you just interrupt, right? That's what you do.
That's how my
She's
conversations
very-
go.
She's very impulsive. She's very impulsive.
Yeah, with everything she did last time, I definitely would think impulsive.
Yes,
I
I have to
don't-
roll for willpower all the time.
She had like 5-hour energies about 2 minutes before she starts whatever she's doing.
Like she does whatever comes into her brain first, and there's no bump.
So is that 25 hours of energy she got, or is it like 5 hours of energy to the power of 5?
Well, you're the narrator, aren't you supposed to decide?
Right.
All right, and Alex, I know you are married to Megan and generally don't need to tell her what your character is going on with, but for the crowd, want to share your character name, description, all that, just for those watching?
My character is Bell. He is a Stoneborn who jingles when he walks. Don't worry about it. He is 8 feet tall, so he is actually very tall, and weighs 850 pounds. His skin is actually marble, so he also is a very white appearance, and he has emeralds for eyes.
Love it, love it. All right. So unfortunately, we still have heard nothing from Schlaria, so we are going to carry on and just move forward. I will do my best to work around her character. Luckily, she is a monk that is assigned to being a guard on that ship, so she might be taking a quick trip back to mainland for this session. and be catching up to you guys later. All right. Can anyone, for a mysterious reward that I'm still making up, give me a review of what happened last time?
So, just anyone?
Yeah. Or you can team up
we
if you really need to.
We were attacked by sea hags while we were on a ship on our way to the I can't think of what it's called again off the top of my head, where the sea knocks come from.
Citizel.
Right, Citizel, sorry. Because we all got mysteriously free passage on this ship to and we, looted the sea hag very thoroughly. Necklace, the bag with, the seashells, and, they took body parts and, and then we made land.
All right. Anybody want to add any details to that?
Prior to the sea hag attack, there were glaciers in the water.
Yes, and we found marble that was nowhere from where the sea hags could access it, that had like magic on it inside of
In
them.
her stomach.
Yes, in her stomach. That's right. So, all very
Oh, yeah.
shady.
I'm
Oh, very
remembering
shady.
the butchering aboard the boat.
Yeah, the slight miscommunication about how we were doing that. Just a little bit.
A full-on sea hag fillet.
Yeah, that wasn't exactly how it was planned out, but that was gruesome.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of didn't want to kill her, but then she was already dead. So, what can you do?
Right?
Also, I feel like this is a very important detail. We managed to traumatize our antisocial mage by accident. Because as we were talking to him, more people kept showing up out of nowhere to join.
Yeah. He hadn't met like a Stoneborn or a fairy before, so that was a lot to take in.
Just scaring the poor guys. All right. So, for that little recap, that kind of... 3 of you gave me decent story pieces, so here's how I'm going to do this. So, just after the captain yells, "Land ho!" you suddenly are transported to this golden space where everything around you feels warm and welcoming. You hear a voice saying, "You have earned this," and you find a potion bottle in your hands, and you instinctively know you will be able to drink it and gain 1 attribute for about let's go with 1 die 12 rounds. So 1 attribute of your choice. And then suddenly you're back on the boat, having no memory of this place, but feeling comfortable with the fact that you're suddenly holding a bottle for no reason. You've always had it, right?
Maybe
I
I
can do
even
something
made
with
it.
this.
All right, and the story is going to kick back up. You guys are now pulling into port. As you pull into this port, you are arriving at a certain section of Citizel. You see what looks like something of a mixture of a monastery and a school and a couple other kind of large scholarly buildings. You see many Seanoks running around, and much like how the guards have a red shoulder pad that winds down into a bracelet on their arm, you see many of these, all in different colors, mostly in green and... you see more red ones on the guard-looking type. You see some green ones, and you see lots of yellow ones. So that's the common type of wear that you're seeing. There is a large central section next to the boat, and there is a regal-looking Seanok wearing a gold shoulder pad, bracelet, winding collar. I need a name for this thing. Anyway, and he is sitting there waiting as everyone gets off the ship. The Seanok that was sitting in the water that seemed to be acting as the head guard very quickly gets off almost before the ship finishes docking and goes to speak to him. Meanwhile, the captain is now getting everything docked, getting the passageway down, and basically says, "Well, that was a fun experience. No, we don't have that much fun transporting people."
Your opinion of fun sea travel is certainly unique.
If the sea doesn't try and kill you every once in a while, what's the point?
And it was kind of fun.
See? The tiny green one gets it.
Nobody got hurt too, so you know.
Did
Well,
is
I don't
everyone
know.
okay?
Is that even? Never mind. Never mind. Yeah, totally fun.
I mean, I think the
Yeah.
sea hag got hurt, but
That's
I think she's over it.
She had it coming.
Yes.
Don't worry about it. She had it coming.
I'm liable to agree.
Okay. At this point, quite a few of the researchers that were hidden below deck up to this point quite quickly are getting off as fast as their scholarly legs can carry them. You see them start approaching, and you're still a bit far away. They start talking to the Sihanouk with the golden armband.
As everyone's exiting the boat, Shea will hang towards the back of the group if there's a crowd of people leaving at once.
Okay, sounds good. So at this point, the that head guard comes back and seems to be talking to, was it Kanika? Was Legendary called her character? Yeah, he'd be talking to Kanika. Then points out who we got, Belle, Snyx, and Ethia, and says that they are wanted with Tayden, the Sihanouk that is standing off to the side. She also indicates that Ethna and Shea should stay back and chat with her for a few minutes.
The regal-looking Sihanouk or the Sihanouk that was at the front of the
The front of the boat in the water, acting like the head guard.
Okay.
So she says you need to sit back for a minute, and the regal one wants to talk to the others.
Oh, wonderful. I love talking to people. What do you want to talk about? I have lots to say.
Sure. That's fine.
Okay. Let's, being as Maxwell and Megan are already chatting, let's do that. As the others move away. You did very well fighting off those sea hags. We appreciate your efforts and your endeavors.
Does that mean we
happy
get money?
I'm going to step back and let this play out and see what you have to say about this question before I say anything else.
Heavy.
Would not the safety of the passengers be its own reward?
But money.
You know, at first I was actually just gonna say it's fine, like happy to help, but then you said, aren't the passengers' lives enough? And now that kind of put me in the mindset of maybe no. I think because of the way you said that, just a little bit of compensation would make me feel a lot better about this.
Well, the master of this area, Tayden, has asked that you accompany this group we have over here. Shay, there have been some rumors that have made their way to us. A particular missionary has been spreading some rumors about you. Now, yes. You see, we here, especially given the nature of this island, are not terribly concerned with the accusations that have been thrown against you. But while we talk with him and see if we can settle the matter, it would be better for you to be out of sight. We are sending these adventurers up north, where Ethna here has some experience.
This is a lot of, I assume, favor directed toward me, all based on a rumor, mind you.
Yes, and we are being sure to ensure this. Remind me, was he human or orc? That was the. What was your enemy?
If it would have been,
Because I don't have that written
a
down.
missionary, that's a good question.
Orcs tend to be the more religious ones, but a human could very easily. They're just as Princian.
I think it was a human. That's sounding right. I don't think I've written down. But yeah, a human missionary sounds right.
Yeah. Well, we are, of course, dissuading the human from attempting to spread these rumors. However, your presence could be dangerous.
So you're telling me not to go home, I take it.
For a short time. It would also aid us if you were to make sure these adventurers we're about to send out aren't taking more than they should.
I
And
see.
Ethna, we know you have some familiarity with this problem.
But yeah, I'm broke.
That I can do. Fine. That
For
I'll
your
keep an eye on
efforts,
them.
for your efforts, we would be more than happy to award each of you 500 scruples to be used as you wish.
Sounds great. Dinner's on you.
Agreed.
Real quick, I still have drops, vials, and flasks written on my wealth sheet.
Yeah,
Scruples.
it's coming down the pipeline. I jumped the
And-
gun on that. Basically, because alchemists and other potion makers will likely use vials and flasks, we switch to a more obscure form of liquid measurements, which would be scruples and drams.
I'll be honest, when hearing out the currencies, I actually thought they were little alchemist-style vials of magic liquid.
Originally, they were. It's gone through a couple iterations, actually. Because we wanted to avoid just going back to copper, silver, gold. So it became... we were using gemstones for a little while, but that kept getting mixed up. So we switched it to liquid measurements to represent the actual magic that's being traded. But... again, now we're having issues with the naming convention, so yeah. But vials are now scruples, flasks are now drams. Okay, I'm going to switch it over to the other group. So, you've been asked to approach this very regal-looking Sianok that has the gold armband.
Yeah, Snix is going to try and, stay a little bit in the background as much as she can. It's not like, there's someone here who is even smaller than she is, but there's one big one that she can kind of like.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can hide behind his leg. Like, it's pretty
Probably without too much trouble.
big.
Yeah, like a shy toddler.
Okay, you can do anything as you approach, or are you just going to approach?
Nope, just going to approach. I was told I need to speak to you.
Yes, thank you for taking the time to chat with me. I assume you are not here to act as the other researchers do, and were picked up by that captain as a free ride?
Yes.
He is rather troublesome that way, but welcome to the island of Citizel. I'd like to inform you that this area, and Citizel as a whole, is mysterious, and we of the Sianok have a very spiritual connection to it. But we also are a curious group. We seek to understand what this island is, why it's aging backwards, and what these ruins mean. In accordance with this, and certain other groups of the world, we've opened up this area that others can come here and research without having to pillage our island. This area is meant for those who seek knowledge. Those of you who have come here because a certain pirate captain is misusing the concept of we will pay you by the head on transportation. I do have a certain use for the adventurous types, being as most Sianoks that become adventurous tend to want to leave the island and see the world, making it rather hard to find good adventurers for our island. Do you have any interest in that, or would you prefer to take the boat home?
I am interested in that. However, I would like to ask if a group has shown up here yet. Out of game, over the past few weeks, I've had some extra time, so I've started putting names to some of my characters' background.
Okay.
So, I'd like to know if the trading group known as the Traveling Amulet has made any has set up here at all. It is a group I'm used to working with quite a bit, and they mostly trade with magical equipment and materials.
They've passed through a few months ago. They are due back here very soon. Stick around long enough and you may see them.
That is good to know. With this being a new town or I'm assuming developing area, I'm assuming you're also in need of materials.
At times, yes.
I've been working on some nails while we were traveling here and was curious if there was somewhere I could try to sell them.
Yes, we have a carpenter around the back. You can go chat with him. I'm sure he'd be happy to have extra materials.
Okay, thank you.
Ooh, yeah, she failed this one. So she pokes over. It's just like, so when you have us do stuff, are you going to give us some shiny for it?
Yes, we are more than happy to compensate the adventurers and those who help us. If you're interested, I'd be more than happy to go into detail for you. Otherwise, well, I'd prefer not to be sending you off with ideas without my permission.
How much shiny?
500 scruples per person.
No matter how big the person is?
Yes, no matter how big the person is.
And she's going to look up and say, you hear that? You're going to get the full 500 too.
Looks down. Can you carry 500 of those things?
Well, that's why you're here.
Some things never change.
I'll
So,
find a way.
do you accept the offer then?
Well, I got nothing better to do at the moment, so yes. I
Yeah.
can't say the same for my companions. Glancing at the other two.
You seen anybody that looks like me?
No, I can't say I have. You are a rather unique individual.
Okay.
If I see someone that looks exceptionally like you, I will send people.
That would be appreciated.
Well,
I can.
he pulls out of his robe, pulls out a map of the island. To the northern section, there is a particular building that is giving off a magical resonance. However, upon exploration, we found it to be blocked with what we believe are traps. As noted, most of our adventurers don't stay on the island. However, the item does have some interest to us, or at least what we can sense of it. If you would be so kind as to enter and retrieve it, and you may keep any monetary items you find along the way, such as gemstones, as long as they have no magical properties or other items of value. We just want whatever is causing such a powerful magical resonance to study.
You sent other people there yet? And they didn't make it back?
We sent our research scouts. They are adventurous types, but they are not as skilled as some others might be. Any other questions?
Is there a time frame you want us to get there, or just when we get there?
Preferably as fast as possible, but there is no specific time frame. We've waited long enough. We can wait more days.
Good to know.
What-
Also,
What about rations and equipment?
we'd be happy to provide you with rations, food, water, that's stuff like that. Equipment, well, I believe you adventurous types keep that on you. Looking at your, I'm assuming at least some of you have weapons carried on like hilts, back braces, stuff like that.
I mean, apparently I have an empty weapon sheath because that just came with my character's equipment, but I have no weapon.
We might gotta find you something pokey.
See, that's meant to be a spare one, but okay, yeah, love it, love it. Well, I also will be having 2 of the Cianox that you've already met and traveled with working with you, being as they know the island. And remember, you may move anything around, especially to bring it back here to the research. Try and take anything, and the island is protective.
What about raw materials that are magical in nature?
If you'd prefer to study them here, I'd be more than happy to set you up some space.
Okay, that is it is good to know if trying to move something like that is a terrible idea or not.
I'll warn you, many sections that appear to be ruins are actually alive, and they don't like intruders of any sort, including my own people.
Oh, fun.
You're saying they're sentient?
Yes, they are sentient. At least of some sort, protective of its own area. What looks like a well may suddenly sprout vines and start throwing stones at you.
Oh, that's rude.
It's a dangerous place, full of
Is
mystery
everybody
and
that
magic.
rude on this island that they throw rocks at you when they don't even know who you are and what you want?
Sounds like a good game of catch.
Generally,
And throw it back. I like that one.
generally, the Seanoks are not terribly rude. We prefer a more spiritual approach. Regardless, it seems like your companions back there are done chatting. Best of luck. And he hands you another piece of paper. Basically, it is a script to get you guys enough food, water, and other basic supplies to get there and back without any issue. And he
Okay.
walks away.
Looks like we're sticking together then, huh? We should definitely stick with Shea. Did you know he's really popular?
I
He
have
is?
never made that claim.
Popular for
once.
what?
I am not popular at all.
Oh yeah, there's
don't-
lots of people that are looking for him and want to
The-
talk to him and places
that-
he's been.
I
Oh, a
assume
ladies'
there
man, I
was
see.
Not,
Mhm,
no.
mhm.
That is a bit concerning that there were people actively looking for me. That's news, besides maybe one or two people. So that's weird to find out now. Yeah, let's not go telling people I'm like, you're traveling. Just when I'm kind of just gonna blend. So if I'm just blending, it might be because I'm like, maybe because of, let's say, my popularity, as you put it, I don't want to be super, I have lots of people around because of this popularity. So let's just say, you can only have so much social interaction. It's just sometimes you need a break, right? Like that's all that is. There's no other reason whatsoever that there should be people looking for me, and let's just not ask any more questions about that.
Entourage, roll out.
All right, Snicks is kind of like elbow, Bells, and do this totally not quiet whisper. Does that mean there's lots of wives and husbands who want to beat him up?
That's what it sounds like to me.
Okay, well, we might want to avoid that.
Agreed.
He kind of squishy.
Most of you are squishy.
See, that's what I
Squishy.
mean.
That's
Compared to you, we're all squishy.
I've heard so many things now. Squishy is we'll put that on the list. I've heard them all, I thought, but nope, we're hearing more.
Oh,
All right.
clearly you have not been around a stone skin before.
No,
Right, let's avoid all the wives and husbands, and let's go see if we can find some walls to play catch with.
I
if
don't know
you-
what that means, but I'm agreeing, should go.
If you don't mind, I'd like to take a quick detour to the carpenter real quick.
By all means.
Coincidentally, that writ also
Right.
shows you that right next to the carpenter would where you'd be accessing the supplies you would need.
That's good.
Well, I guess we're headed that direction anyway.
Okay.
So, real quick, can I do the rolls for the nails?
Sure.
I decided to have a little fun with them.
Oh dear. Are they magically enchanted nails that will hold
Yes.
it together? Of course. Okay. Go for
Kind
it. Go. Yeah, let's go for it.
So, instead of banging out normal nails, he actually made nails designed for quick construction. They are about 6 inches long, so a little longer than an average person's hand. And on the head of them, where the flat part you normally hit with the hammer, he has engraved a very small glyph of berry on them, so that when you hit them, it activates the rune and helps you embed the nail into the material properly.
All right, I like it. Sounds interesting.
So what would you like me to roll?
Okay, do you. Let's assume you've already made these, and how is your luck?
I have a 2.
Okay, maybe let's not go by that.
I have both metalworking and glyphs, however.
Mm-hmm. All right. Roll your intelligence for me to see how many of these you thought to make before traveling. And then I'll let you
I was
roll for how many were
assuming I
made.
was making these on the boat. This is actually something I was supposed to roll last session. I just completely spaced it.
So yeah, I was
Sorry.
basically just letting you roll to see how many you'd already made, essentially. But if you'd like to roll it through that and you want to back it to the boat a little bit,
I'm good either way.
either I'll give you 2 different sets of numbers. If you're just doing intelligence, so how many you made offhand, I'll give you 1 set of numbers. If you do engineering, because you did it way back when, I'll give you different set numbers. Either way, you're going to end up rolling for how many you made.
Okay. I rolled a 9 and I have an intelligence of 6.
Okay. I'll give
15.
you... Let's give you 1 die 12 worth of nails. Plus 3.
So that'd be a 5 total.
Okay. You have 5 nails prepped and ready to sell.
Okay.
All right. You all head around back. You see, though, the front is well designed and looks like it's pretty much done. The more you get to the back, the more rough it starts to look. Around the backside, you see quite a few. Weirdly enough, not many actual Seanox back there. Mostly humans, goblins, the occasional troll. They are all actively working and building this massive structure, research lab, school, college, I don't know what you want to call it.
Gonna look around for who seems to be in charge, I guess.
Mm-hmm. One of the few sections in the back actually does have a Seanoch who seems to be looking over plans and directing various individuals.
Going to approach him. Excuse me, you seem to be the one in charge right here.
Yes, how can I help you?
I do some crafting on my spare time, and I brought some nails I recently made. Pulling them out. They're simple self-bury nails. They're usually pretty useful with larger structures and main support beams.
He grabs one, looks it over. Interesting. Never seen anyone use berry quite this way. And pray tell, how are you making the nail berry itself rather than just cast berry outward?
That's how the rune is designed. They're fairly common where I'm from.
Interesting. Fascinating. Alright, I could always use more nails.
Sadly, I only really had enough time to make a handful as I pull out the other 4.
Well, if you're ever looking for steady work, these are quite quality workmanship. I'd be happy to employ you here.
Thank you. I will have to think about it.
Until then, I'm happy to offer you 15 scruples each.
Would that be I'm assuming these are just a common item where my character used to make them before.
Sure.
Would that be a normal amount of money for them?
They'd probably worth a couple scruples each, where you come from, so 15's a pretty decent kick up.
Yeah, then Bell will happily take that price for them.
Okay. He hands you the money, and actually, that's pretty much the transaction for him.
Yeah.
Oh, and if you're bored, your team here looks interesting. There's a well nearby that has a magical item at the bottom of it. If you can survive 300 feet in boiling water, I'm sure you can make quite a lot of money.
Okay, that's useful information. That sounds kind of up my alley, maybe. Cool. That sounds cool. I like magical items, believe it or not.
No wonder you're so popular.
Sure. Yeah, my magic items.
He points you over to where there seems to be a crowd around what looks like a covered well.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna go check that out. Come along if you also like magic items, I guess.
I'll tag along and see what happens. I'm not sure how I can help, but
Okay. As you approach, a very wet Sienna comes out of a steaming, boiling pool of water, gasping. It's too deep. Can't get down there. And climbs out. You actually see a sign on the side of the well. Powerful magic sensed at the bottom of this well, approximately 300 feet deep. Warning, water is boiling, and it is very dark down there.
Shea turns to Belle. Say, do you need oxygen?
Stoneborn do need oxygen.
so I actually worked on that. No, but I do have one small problem. I'm not watertight,
You're not watertight. Okay.
and winding up getting submerged becomes very uncomfortable very quickly for me.
Now, you do know some water magic. I saw you cast buoyancy. That is water magic, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes.
Can you do anything about this water-related issue?
Opening up his book, he flips through the pages. No, but I do have something from nature magic that might be useful.
Oh, okay.
Can't you
Uh,
just boing that thing up here? Or do you
I
have to see
Probably
it?
can't see it.
Looks down. It's a little too dark to see.
Yeah, like you
Yeah.
just see bubbling water for maybe 20 feet, and then it just gets dark.
That would have been too easy.
Yeah, what you got that might help with this?
Protection from heat.
Oh,
I mean, I can fit
That
anywhere that
solves-
my head can fit, but I'm not very
300
good
feet
at
is a
holding my
little
breath.
deep. Yeah. Well, that solves one problem. Breathing, that's another one.
The wet, beraggled Seanock next to you. The pressure also gets really bad past 150 feet.
Oh, yes, the pressure. Forgot about that. That would also be bad.
Can you make a bubble for Belle? So he doesn't get wet?
Can I make a bubble? No.
I don't know what you can do.
The bubble making is, I'm telling you now for future reference, not one of the things I can do.
Man, so that's not how you got the wife and husbands. Okay, that's okay then. Not the bubbles.
I'm just not gonna challenge
Um,
this.
I would like to cast Environment Commune from the Earth School
Okay.
and see if I can learn anything around the well.
Okay.
And that is a 17. So I
Okay.
believe that's enough to pass.
As your environment commune activates, you sense obviously outward, mostly the school and nearby ruins. Weirdly enough, once you get past the area that the school is in, everything starts getting more fuzzy than it should, as if there's all kinds of magic blocking you. However, as it pulses downward, you can actually sense a space where there is water coming in from a natural underground spring, and it passes through a very nearby lava vent. So that's what keeps putting water into it. The sea nearby makes it to where it can't rise past a certain level due to pressure differences, all that stuff. You can actually see it does connect back to the sea, but it's a very thin passageway.
Okay, so not very useful, but good to know. I'm gonna tell the rest of the group about this.
Would
See
it,
if they have any ideas.
looking into Shea's mind a bit, would it make sense for him to wonder if it'd be possible to cast remnants on the well to sort of get a sense of what the well was like before this thing was in it? To get an idea of like what changed when something entered into it, if you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you. I mean, I can't tell you how your character is going to think.
But like, is that something like magically that would like make sense? So it's not like me as a player being like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
wonder if this works.
Yeah,
Okay.
the remnants would give you sort of hints and clues, basically.
Okay,
Not
sure.
necessarily time magic-y of the nature of it, but would give you more info on the well itself or whatever related piece
Yeah.
you're trying to get. So basically kind of describe what your character is searching for.
Yeah, so because there's a magic item down there, he'd probably step up to the well, lean over, put his hands inside the well so he can like covertly be making contact with the well. And assuming people
Oh,
know
that's
about this
boiling.
magic item, my hands aren't in the water.
You'll feel steam and
Yeah, just
yeah,
Okay.
get a steam
water
Very
that's
bath.
collected on the
concerned.
stone.
Your pretty black fur is about ready to go, just disappear.
And sort of trying to get a sense of if something magical is in this well, it must be exerting some sort of magical influence. So there must have been a time that magical influence wasn't there. If this is like a new thing, people are like, this is a thing down here. So trying to get like a magical sense of what that magical feeling is, like what's sort of emanating.
Okay, go for it.
Cool. Ooh, that's a good roll. That's gonna be I'd be adding the skill rank and the intelligence modifier, correct?
Yes.
Okay, that is a 26.
Okay, that's actually a pretty good number. Not quite a critical, but very close. Okay. So you get the sense of the age that you kind of feel from every type of ruin around here. This is not something that was formed. It was something that appeared with Citizel. And the magic you feel below is of the same type of energy, but it also has a distinctly different magical feel to it. So you could almost assume that though the magic item is independent, it was formed by the same magic that formed this well here in the first place.
Oh, Shay is very interested in this item now. This just became much more important. Although that doesn't change the matter of fact that I don't really have anything to deal with this boiling water or oxygen situation.
Can Snix pick up a stone and cast shine on it and drop it down to see if just we can see something?
Go for it. Go ahead,
Or
cast
maybe
shine.
I don't. Yeah. Right. And it will be 1d12 rounds, or just 12 rounds. So 30 feet, but it's only 30 feet, and it's supposed to be 200, right?
You can cast shine onto it. Yeah, it has illumination of about 30 feet.
Yeah. Which means the stone would then sink, and on some point you can't see it no more because you can only see. You said 20 feet deep.
Yeah. After that, all the boiling kind of affects it.
Actually, can I cast it on a rope so that when, because the rope is hanging and it's like the whole.
Yeah. No, I got you. I like it. Yeah, I'll go for it.
Wait on the rope.
This one's a little smelly.
Right. So how much rope we have total?
I have no rope.
Your starter kit
don't
should.
think-
Everyone's starter kit should come with 100
Yeah.
feet of rope.
Everyone
Yeah.
has 100 feet of rope.
Look at
Oh.
that. We have enough rope to go to the bottom. So she's gonna put a stone on the bottom of it. She's gonna handbell the top. Please don't let that go.
I'm sorry,
Okay.
are you jumping in the well right now?
No, I am not. And then she casts shine on the rope. She has tied 2 ropes
You're
together.
standing really
So
close to the well. I'm concerned you're going to try something not safe.
I'm gonna throw the rope in there.
Okay.
Would you like to go with the rope?
No.
All right, because that's what we're doing. And she just like plops the stone down, and she looks, and the whole rope should now be shining, so that we can see.
I like it. All right. Yeah. So, I mean, it is like looking down a 300-foot well by the time you can, and you are still being obstructed by the bubbles and everything as the boiling water. But yes, you can see bottom, and you can see just the tiny. Actually, let's have your real perception. Let's have your real perception before I give you too much info to see how well you can get through it. Discern. You are you're allowed to use discern here because you're specifically trying to see what's at the bottom of the well.
I got a 1.
Okay.
Hold up.
How bad? And is it a class skill?
It is not.
Okay, how bad?
And 6.
So, decently. Okay. Let's see. So it's perception based, so I'm not going to make you fall in the well because that'd be too mean.
Okay, so she got a 16.
16? Okay, good to
16.
know. What's everyone else
That's
get
just
while I'm deciding
perception,
what
yeah.
to do to Alex's poor Belle?
I got a 12.
Look, I guess if people are looking.
Oh, that's my
Uh,
second
that's a
critical fail
13.
on discern.
Wow. 13, you said?
So-
Yep.
Okay.
So if we have discern, you said we could use it, but if we don't, it would just be perception.
Yep.
So I got a 17.
Okay. All right. So, Alex as Belle, as you look down, you happen to catch a big mote of steam, and currently your eyes are all foggy. You just are having so much trouble seeing anything at the moment until you're, get them properly wiped off.
Rubs fog off eyes, reforms, rubs off again, reforms. I should get my head out of the well first.
Okay, as for the rest of you, anyone over 15, you can see a very, very bottom, a tiny red glint. And yeah, you can see all the way down the well. It is a straight drop. It is made of stone for a good 40 feet or so, like actual organized hunks of stone. Then it just is raw earth along the side until you have a hole at the bottom that is about 8 feet wide.
So
and
there's
little tiny red glint down there.
there's people gathered around this well right now.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like a new thing. People are like, "Whoa."
You might be able to make that assumption. However,
Okay.
there is the sign on there.
Okay.
And if
Anybody
any of you
else
were
make this
listening
thing
closely
float?
enough, you might hear them talking about, yeah, no one's ever able to get down that. I'm like, who's gonna pull it off? And good people are mentioning, hey, look at the weird tall thing over there. I wonder if he's gonna do it.
Alex is gonna start jumping up and all. You see that red thing? You see that red thing? Can you boy whatever that is up? Can you get it up?
No, I seem to go blind due to the steam every time I try looking in, but I got an idea. So,
It's all the way down there. It's a red glint.
I would like to reach into my bag and pull out one of my extra sheets of paper and a quill and ink.
Okay.
I'm then going, I have two different quills.
Okay.
I check them, see which one uses actual ink, and then pull out the other one. I
Okay.
put a little bit of ink in there. I then take one of my, I guess, scruples, pop the top off of it, and pour the magic into the quill with the ink and mix it.
Okay.
I then proceed to use this now magically infused ink to draw out the glyphs for buoyancy onto the paper,
Okay.
leaving it almost completed. Hopefully with the intent that I can hand this to someone who can see the item, explain to them how to finish the spell, and let them cast the spell.
Okay.
Essentially trying to turn this into a scroll, or a spell scroll.
Yeah, okay, so that's the interesting part. They would have to have your same school to be able to match up that portion of the rune. Then you'd have to leave the part blank that would be your personal soul inscription that creates that glyph. So that would be how you would have to pass it on if you were trying to teach someone a glyph like that.
I'm not trying to teach it to them. I'm trying to get the spell pretty much. I want to essentially complete the spell, but not have it go off.
Mm-hmm. So canonically,
someone
with
else
the
can
way,
set it off.
yeah, with the way the glyphs work is,
I will even cast the spell itself into the paper, so to speak.
you're playing really weird with the magic here. Okay.
I mean, can't we just make it so he can actually see in the steam?
I mean,
give
that
him
might
some
be the simpler
glasses or
solution.
something. I mean,
I got no good ideas.
glasses.
That would still
Ah,
fog.
yes, glasses in the steam.
Well, depends on what kind of glasses they are. There might not fog if they're special glasses. But I don't know if they have special glasses over there. What else can we do?
You're essentially trying to create a token for someone else, and others can't cast with your token.
I'm
what I-
going to take some of my
what I-
lamp oil and wipe it over his eyes so that it doesn't get steamed because it's got the oil on it. Because isn't that what people do with like carbon shields and stuff?
Kind of.
Soap works too. Like a little bit of hand soap on glasses. Don't fuck
Mhm.
up.
Yeah, I have lamp oil. That I have.
As I know, I'm not trying to make a token. I'm essentially trying to make a one-use magic item.
I get you. We're in background over here working on systems for creating enchanted items. We're not quite there yet, but with the way glyphs work, you're just kind of hitting a wall that just can't work it out. Unfortunately, I just go with Megan's oil thing.
Okay. So do you want me to re-roll discern and hopefully not roll another one?
Sure, you get a +5 now
Yeah,
because now you're looking for something red.
yes, we can probably tell them exactly what part of the well it is, and right there, right there.
Mm-hmm.
Little to the left, little to the right.
Okay, so the +5, that's an 18.
Okay, good enough. That little red glint suddenly starts getting larger and larger and larger and larger and larger. Although it keeps banging up against the side of the well because the boiling water is causing it to thwack around. As it comes up, you see a little red statue of a cat.
Can I just reach in and grab it?
I mean, sure. Your construct
Maybe
body,
you
I
should
suppose,
put
wouldn't
it-
have too many issues, I'm assuming.
Yeah, you might also just put it in the bag. I don't know. Do you want to touch it, really?
I cast
would.
protection from
Oh.
heat on myself and then reach out and grab it.
Hey, there you go. Now, does the water affect any of your mechanics?
I'm assuming unless I'm fully submerged for an extended period, I'm probably okay.
I mean, hey, you were the one that described
So
it that way. So.
yeah. Things like rain wouldn't cause me any trouble, but falling into a lake or an ocean could, and that's
Okay.
why I have buoyancy.
That's fair enough.
That was actually the whole reason I have that spell, and it has been used twice now for completely different things.
You're getting used out of buoyancy, apparently. I did not expect any of you to actually be able to go, oh yeah, let's drop. I accounted for the light. I accounted for looking for it. The rope was clever. You beat me on that one. So well done. Nice solve.
I guess we take our rope back.
You're very hot, very soggy rope. That may or may
Yeah.
not be fraying at the. Roll luck. Everyone roll luck. Anyone whose rope got contributed to that. Make sure it didn't get damaged.
I mean, it's
I
on-
guess
only
I
two.
would've-
I mean, it's only 200, so it's probably
That's
you
a
know.
10 luck.
It was 300, by the way.
Really? Nat 12 with a 10 plus 1.
Alex, your rope is stronger somehow. Somehow the boiling process actually made your rope more
Okay.
sturdy. Good
I
job.
don't even understand.
15.
At a 14.
If you're above 10, your rope's fine. Wow. Except for Alex, like I said. Belle's rope is now like ship pulling rope. I don't know.
Don't even understand.
Oh, you would.
The minerals in the water soaked into his rope reinforce them, and they're now so strong they can even hold him.
I love it.
No magic item. Bing, bing, bing.
Anyway, like I said, you
Sorry,
have
guys,
a.
I'm trying not to look that way because that's where Belle is. But if you guys see me just staring off screen, just know that that's where I'm looking
Okay.
at. Sorry.
All right, so like I said, it is. Let's go about 6 inches. It is in the shape of a tabby cat.
I'm gonna pass the thing off to a Maxwell,
Thank you.
before it finishes cooling down,
Wait, what?
because I can't tell how hot it is.
So you're being offered a red cat statue.
Can I hold my hands near it just to see if it's still like scorching hot? Or...
It feels pretty warm, but not like it's going to scorch you.
Okay, I'll gently take it.
It's like holding a very hot sauna rock, enough where it's uncomfortable to hold it for more than a few seconds, but it's not burning you.
Okay, I'll walk a few feet away from the crowd. Hopefully, like people aren't like swarming, and like put it on the ground for a second and let it cool off.
Well, being as it's mostly Sihanouk, they're basically giving you polite congratulations. A few of them are kind of beating themselves up for not thinking to drop a charmed rope down to
Yeah.
to get it.
Cool. I guess would remnants be a good use to get a sense of what this is, maybe? Or
Like I
guess that's
said,
really more about
Remnants basically is the magical that will give you a little more information if you are already trying to research it. So
Okay.
Also, what about identify?
I don't
Oh
have
wait,
that spell.
I think
Because I do.
identify is supposed to do that. I think remnants rebuilds an item off of a piece of it. I think I may have gotten those spells mixed up. Let me
see.
Whoops.
Identify.
That's my problem. I know too many spells.
Caster concentrates on items' patterns, hoping item will reveal more info about its nature. Add 1d6 to rolls to learn about the object.
That is that identify or remnants that you just read?
That's identify.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, remnants is caster takes a small piece of an item and can obtain a full picture of what the item looked like when it was whole. So
Yeah,
if
okay,
it
I mixed
doesn't
that up.
look like this was if this was a part of an altar or something, like trying to get a sense of that.
Yeah,
or...
that you could still go down that route.
Okay, cool. I guess that'd be another. I guess the remnants isn't. I don't roll for the spell. Do I?
You always have to roll for the spell to make sure
Okay.
it succeeds. You're just not rolling against anything.
Gotcha. That's gonna be 22.
22. Okay. So you can actually you get the vision of it actually sitting on top of a carved dark wooden staff. It was actually the headpiece of it.
Oh.
If you actually were to flip it over, you could see where at one point it attached, but over time the water seems to have kind of worn it down to where now it's more or less flat.
Oh, so this was sort of a focus on a staff then.
Upon hearing that, Bell is going to cast Minor Bless on himself and attempt a glyph check on it.
Okay.
And Bless goes off. And glyph check. Moment. It's an 18.
Okay. That was with your bless attached, right?
Yeah, I got a 1 for Bless.
Oh. Okay. Do you have nature magic?
I do.
Okay. In that case, you can get the sense of glyphs that are reading out. Let's see, for nature, let's go with beast and instinct would be the two runes that would come off that you'd be able to easily recognize.
I'm going to jot those down real quick, and it would appear that I recognize the runes of beast and instinct on this little focus, as you put it. I wonder what it was used for.
So, can I try and cast identify on it and then check it out to see if I can learn something about the
Go.
item that they haven't seen yet?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so it's only the D12 plus the order magic, or do I also do intelligence to it?
Yes.
Or how did that work?
So it's always the roll plus the skill plus the ability. If you don't have the skill, just use the ability.
Okay, so that is 13.
13 total?
All right. And now it says I will get 1d6 plus if when I try to learn something about the item.
Yep. So roll the d6. You did
Alright.
succeed in this.
It's a 4.
Okay. So now you can basically describe any way you would go about researching it, and you'll get a +4 to that roll to research it. There's an actual research skill. However, you could also go down other routes depending on how you want to approach it.
Okay. Well, she would probably more try and see what it was made of and who might have made it, what or if there's any like markings on there of who made it, because craftsmen or master craftsmen like to leave their initials, to see if she can figure out when where it was made, so she can kind of see what it might have been or who might have made it and what it was used for.
Okay, go for it.
Right.
What skills do you have? Anything that might apply to that, or am I just gonna have you roll perception?
Let me see. I'm looking. Glass token.
Technically, a craft skill would work too, a little bit.
Well, alchemy is not really gonna help.
Nah, for that.
Deception, disguise, conceal item, nah. Token creation, glyphs, not really. Streetwise is not gonna help much either. Resist toxic, no, she doesn't look like she has anything.
Okay. You can either go by intelligence or perception, then, depending on your preference.
Intelligence.
Okay.
Okay, so that's 14 plus 4, that's 18.
18? Okay. Okay, so you do recognize the stone. It's a type of red agate. It is not precious enough to be gem quality, but it does infuse the rock with a lot of red coloring to make it look nice. You do get the sense that maybe you should channel some magic into it, being as that helps reveal things about magical objects.
How would one do that?
So channeling magic, you basically, instead of doing anything specific with your magic, you push magic into the object, and depending how much magic you push in, reveals the nature of it, activates abilities, stuff like that.
Well, she definitely failed her willpower roll, so she's going to do that. Yeah, just roll
Right,
for
the
it,
impulsion.
Yeah. Yep. All right, so she's going to roll the 12 and...
So you can tell me how much magic you want to push into it, and we're rewriting the rules right now. We're actually making it your mana base is the roll. So you'll roll and you add your mana base.
All right, so that will be a 7.
Okay.
Okay, and I have 28 magic points.
So tell me how many you want to pump in to see what happens.
Let's do 5.
By twos. 2, 4, 6.
By 2s? All right, 6.
Okay.
Okay. So... So that's 16?
16?
Because that's, yes, the 9 plus 7 mana base, that's 16.
Okay. So with 6 mana points or magic points pushed into it, you briefly get like a ghostly outline of a cat that appears behind the little statuette. It looks like a full-size cat. It's there for just a moment and then pops out of existence.
Did we see this too?
Yes, everyone around you saw it. There's actually chatter in the crowd now.
Would you please hand that to me?
Yeah, sure. And then I am guessing while she was doing that, she was describing what she was seeing. Oh yeah, this is this red agate, blah 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 blah. Fine, here. That was a cute cat though.
Gonna hold it. You put in 6. I guess judging visually by how much magic it looks you put in for that effect. We're gonna try channeling 36 magic points.
Okay.
That's gonna be a 15.
Okay. So the cat appears again. It's still ghostly in its nature, but much clearer, much sharper. It actually sticks around. The cat looks at you, and you have this sense in your mind that you can give it a command of some sort. It seems to want a command from you.
Sit. Like that kind of command?
Sure. The cat
Okay.
sits and then disappears.
You can
I'm
tell the
still
cat what
looking-
to do.
Come back?
That was a waste of a good wish.
Yes.
And by the way, you felt like you could attune to it. You could actually permanently put
Oh.
some magic points in, and it would work better.
And it's attuned by, it takes 5 to attune to something?
Not always. It's different attunement depending on the magic itself.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say you hit a 15.
Yes. Yes. it was a 15.
See, I'm weighing between how much magic you put in and how much perception you're getting out of it. You don't quite know how much the attunement cost would be. It takes 24 hours to attune to something.
Okay. But
you-
this is like nature magic?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but it's related to the ruin magic too, isn't it?
Yeah,
The
we have to
Sinnoh
give
magic?
it back, don't we? I mean, I want to
Well,
keep the cat, but don't we have to give it back?
Actually, I think I'll hold on to this. I am a Sinnoh, and this does belong to our people in a sense, so I will hold on to this for now.
Only
Question.
until we figure out where it's supposed to go, right? We're gonna take it back.
I
By the way, guy,
Don't-
the sign says that if you can get it, it's yours to retrieve.
yeah, I just don't want people like, oh, you're just
Doesn't
gonna
matter
walk
if
off
it's yours.
with it.
I want things to go back.
But I
Okay.
want the cat.
This could be it. Look, I gave it a mental magic look over. It looks like it was part of a staff, so I don't think. I think it was just a piece of equipment necessarily. That it was probably belonged to an individual. The individual is likely no longer around, judging by how old this feels magically.
Question. Did any more new glyphs show up that Bell could see when magic was pumped into it? Because he'd be jotting down anything he sees coming from the statue.
Yeah, I'm honestly trying to think of anything else that I could relate to this. So if you guys haven't gathered yet, you can summon the cat and it wants commands. Like from
I
nature,
assume
I'm
it's
not
a
sure if there would
fine
be anything
familiar,
else that I could
Fine familiar.
give you that would be like a base aspect of nature, aside from instinct and
Make her
beast.
sneak. Make her get stuff.
Yeah, I'll hold on to that
Seems like
and
you probably have
start the
some
process of attuning to it.
Okay. You can feel some of your magic starting to drain away and focus onto it. Once it completes in 24 hours, you'll have, obviously the full sense of what magic you lost and more precisely how the item works.
Okay.
Remind me occasionally over time you'll get a little bit better sense of the item.
Throughout the 24 hours?
Yeah.
Okay. But it won't be like usable as a magic item or
Mhm.
whatever it is until gotcha.
Yeah, you have to attune to it. And we don't have any hard and fast rules yet on if you lose the attunement all at once or piece by piece. So for the test game, I'm going to say you're just slowly losing access to some of your magic points. So let's just say
Cool.
you're down 1 for the moment, just as
Okay.
you start to do it. We'll get the rules more better decided here real soon.
Gotcha.
Last pieces are getting cleaned up right now. And like I said, Alex, we actually just sat down and going, okay, how would we get a magic system for enchanted items going? Because we're releasing some other classes as bonuses for the Kickstarter. Anybody who's listening to that. And one of them is an enchanter, so we need to figure out the rules for making magic items. Little sneak peek for those who are actually here and listening. Haha. All right, so like I said, you have that nice little group of Seanock around you. As the word spreads, a few more people start to show up, kind of fascinated by the fact that someone managed to get it out. You're getting it's like a polite celebration type of thing, like you'd see at a golf match. Because Seanock just aren't terribly rowdy.
Golf clap.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is unusual. They must not know who I am here, so
And let's keep it that way as I slowly turn you and start heading towards where we can pick up our supplies.
sure. Yeah, let's go.
Okay. You go to a section where there is actually, let's see what I describe. There's a goblin hanging out and seems to be just constantly running back and forth in this massive tent full of all kinds of different supplies. He seems very determined to make sure everything is like dead straight or dead lined up in the way it should be. And like any slight movement is annoying him.
I forgot how to game.
Yes.
Yes. I will.
Take care of it, but I don't
Okay.
Did you catch that description? Viv, can you hear me?
Sorry. We were talking about feeding cats.
No, I
Got
getcha.
distracted.
All good. Did you
Right.
hear the description?
The description of what?
You guys are heading over to go pick up your supplies. There's a massive
Oh.
tent full of stuff and a goblin in there that is just running around like crazy, wants to
Yeah.
make sure everything is perfectly straight, organized, lined up, yada yada yada.
Okay.
So even as you approach the front, he like doesn't even pay attention. He's just like he actually has a ruler out and is putting a bottle into the exact distance from another bottle.
Did someone
Oh.
have a voucher?
One of those.
I'm actually gonna go right over next to him and start helping him line everything up correctly and start a conversation with him, asking him how are you doing?
Good. If I could just get these bottles properly lined up. Okay, that one is going to be exactly 3 inches. The one behind it is 3.2, and the one behind that and the one next to it is going to be 3.7.
So like this, and this?
Roll for it. Roll agility.
16.
Yes, exactly like that. Do you want a job?
I already have a job, but I need you to do your job so I can do my job.
Right. Okay, fine. Wait. Push that other bottle 4 inches. Okay, perfect. Let's go. Goes back up to the front desk area. What do you need? What can I do for you? Hi.
So, there's all of us. We're going on an adventure, and we need stuff. And we have this.
Oh, hello. Pulls that. No, it's gonna ruin my entire organization system. Why? Why do they keep doing this to me? He throws it over his shoulder, goes and starts grabbing everything.
Bell walks into the room. Due to his weight, the floor shakes and most of the stuff on the shelves moves like a quarter of an inch.
Ah!
Steps back
Out!
out
Out!
of the room.
Get out! Get out!
Get out!
Stand at the entrance! Do not come in here! He goes around picking up everything that you guys need.
I start helping straighten stuff.
Okay, and if you get out of here immediately...
Snix is sneakily just walking around on her tiptoes and looking at stuff.
If you'll get out of here immediately, he throws down a set of 6 potions, all in a nice carry case. I'll give you 6 potions of minor healing.
I use my haggle and I want 7.
Get out. Well, roll the haggle.
Okay.
I have this character a little bit too excitable.
16.
Thud. Get out.
I happily grab my extra potion bottle.
Everyone always coming in here ruining my things. He just heads toward the back and just starts organizing.
Well, I was going to see if he had any raw metal on hand, or if he knew where the blacksmith was, but I guess we will not be asking him that.
Oh, I'm not going back in there.
What's
Would
the
it be
supplies
marked
you
on
got
the
there?
map? I mean,
There. Look at the map and see if there's a blacksmith or somewhere I can pick up some metal real quick.
You don't even look at the map. Across the way in this back area where they're still building, you can see a whole forge running.
I'd like to drop by there real quick.
Okay. You see a unusually brawny Cianok. Let's see. What am I...
Terrifying looking.
Let's see. Technically, he is one of the workers, so he would have one of the armband thingies. I don't remember what I call them. Sorry, I do have them written down. Let's give him a purple one. So, you see him there, like I said, unusually brawny. He is just happily working away, seems rather pleasant. Watches as you guys approaches, kind of gives you an eyebrow raise, doesn't even stop what he's doing, just hammering away.
Excuse me. I'm looking to pick up some metal. I'm planning on trying to make some chainmail.
Ah, fascinating. And what do you need chainmail for on our spiritual island?
Well, I've been recently hired to go investigate an area that is apparently trapped in. A little extra protection never hurts.
He's still banging away, kind of looks contemplative. Fair enough. All right. How much metal are you thinking? And do you have the proper tools for shaping?
I do have the proper tools for shaping. I do not actually know how much metal I'd be needing or how much it would even cost.
I'm not so much
You have
concerned
the
about the
equipment
cost.
for making wire?
Yeah, it's called draw plate.
I like how he knows this offhandedly. That's great. Okay. I'm not so much concerned about the price. You're a crafter, am I correct?
Yes.
Come back
I've
here when your
had-
adventure's over. I want to trade some workmanship ideas.
Okay.
And he points you to a bunch of metal ingots. You'll probably want at least 4 of those for armor for someone your size.
Thank you. I will definitely come back afterwards. And I go and retrieve some of the metal ingots.
Cool.
So do we see any shops around the area that look like they would sell magic type things? Like, or you could research magic or...
Um, you would have noticed an area around front that would have been better for researching magic. Back here, it's not so much shops; it's building the building, where the front was a lot more researchers and stuff like that, libraries, that type of thing.
Where there's possibly, books on magic for sale.
Mm-hmm.
So I go check out books.
Okay. You find a Sihanouk librarian who is very determinedly reading her book. Like, she's going fast, too. She's turning a page every 3 or 4 seconds.
And so, like, this is a library where they're selling or just, like, loaning books or...
You don't quite know yet on the approach.
Okay. So, she'll carefully fly up to the librarian and say, I was sorry to bother you. I was just wondering, do you have some books available on magic? Or know where I could find someone to discuss magic with?
So she kind of looks up from a book almost like she's annoyed. Then her eyes go wide. Oh, you're fascinating. Oh, what are you? Okay, so gnomish and very hybrid. Fascinating. Tell me, does your flight still capable even at your increased size?
Just what? Sorry.
Is your flight still capable at your increased size? And are your bones as hollow as the average fairy? In fact, how does the wind affect you on the coefficient?
I'm normal fairy sized.
I thought you were slightly larger than a fairy. My apologies.
No,
Okay.
Fine.
Let's switch up your questions. Oh, how does the gnomish blood affect your ability to fly? Does it increase your weight or change the coefficient?
I don't think it affects me at all.
Fascinating, absolutely fascinating. And she's taking out notes and writing. Right. Ooh, Andrew, a magic user. Ooh, fascinating, absolutely fascinating. What type of magic do you need, dear?
I was just wondering, what you would have available in this area, whether there's maybe any water magic or...
Water magic? Yes, quite abundant, quite easy. And, oh, you're one of the adventuring sorts, aren't you?
Yes, ma'am.
We don't have any fairy-sized books, so... She pulls out, like, a little small, like, pocket-sized one. Best I can do. Should have all the basic order 1 and 2 spells for you.
Thank you.
Best of luck. Don't drown yourself.
Don't plan on it. Thank you.
If you get bored, come back. I have so many more questions about the gnomish fairy hybrids.
I'm sure I'll see you more, because I like to read.
Fascinating. Absolutely fascinating.
Enjoy your book.
Thank you.
Thank you. And she flits away.
All right. Anyone else doing any prep before the adventure?
Oh, good.
Woo! Thank you, Echo.
Anyway.
All right. Then the map will show you that it is an area a few days away. There are no major towns. It's in one of the more secluded areas. And yeah.
Well, after maybe a night's rest, I'm ready to go.
I'm ready to go.
Okay. There will be several areas that the researchers are meant to stay. If you were to ask around, they would be, they're happy to let you take a couple rooms for the night.
Sure, that sounds fine.
Okay. The next morning, you are woken up at the same time all the other researchers are apparently waking up at, and you're good to go.
Well, if everyone's ready, I suppose we should be heading off.
Let's go. Let's go find more shiny. Sneaky cat taker.
For someone who's just, this is internally, for someone who's just blackmailed into making sure that the non-Sihanoux don't start pillaging things, the concern on finding shiny things is alarming.
Why do you think you're there?
Yeah.
But all I want to do is find shiny things. And I'm a Sihanouk too.
That's okay for us, but that's just
we
us.
get a free pass? Okay, I'm gonna look for more.
Well, I mean,
Shokei,
to be fair,
be
you have the
very
first shiny thing we've had.
careful.
Okay, we're all chaos children, and poor Shay is then, supposed to be the adult, but he's not really the adult either. He's the blind, leading the even blinder.
As a player, oftentimes I end up playing the babysitter for all the others. It's fun. It's fun. It has its own joys.
Jay had just
Oh.
fit the spot so well. I couldn't help but put him there.
All right. So, how are you guys planning on traveling? What is your plan? What you doing?
Walking.
Yeah.
If there's
Snakes would not
roads
have a plan.
available
She
to
would just
travel.
start walking.
Okay. So apparently Belle and Sticks just start walking away.
What do we see?
Okay.
How
So-
are we carrying all of our supplies?
Nothing should be it should all be able to easily fit into a backpack. It shouldn't
What
be
are
so
those
heavy.
potions you picked up yesterday, by the way?
I've got one.
Oh, Jody, hand out the other 6. Whoop.
I'm
Yeah.
assuming, Ethna? Ethna, I'm assuming Ethna took 2 and the other 5 were passed out between everyone else.
Ooh,
I mean,
got 2.
Assuming you're nice and distribute, sure.
Do we know what these potions are, or did they just, as supplies, go, here's potions? I
They
don't
were-
know.
No,
They
they were
were
minor
light healing.
healing.
Oh, okay.
Minor
I think I
healing.
missed that.
Minor healing, light healing. Which one?
Minor.
Okay, I thought so.
I mean, I'll go check equipment to be 100% sure, but it should just be a 1d6 heal. Hey, I got Dreadlocks over there. You can probably tell me.
There is no minor healing. There is a healing potion that is, 1d6.
Okay, fine. I thought we had those. Oh, I'm getting the spell mixed up. Okay, healing potion.
Yeah, so does it look like we're able to travel via roads for at least part of this journey before we have to wander off to somewhere else?
Right. Okay. So remember, most of Citizel is a city that never existed, type of thing.
Right.
There are well-established roads. Quite a few of them were remaintained by the Sianok, and a couple of them are older but still road-ish. You might have to pass some bushes. So, let's say that for about a day's journey, you have a well-marked, well-established road because it happens to go for a while toward the same type of town before it breaks off. And they actually have a mark point on there that'll show when it gets to more wild and rough. But for the most part, there's very little wild areas. Most of it is going to be the occasional tree, but lots of open, kind of fieldy spaces. Very plainsy, basically. This is my interpretation of Citizel. Dreadlocks over there can give you his own interpretation later. At least the section you're at is going to be like that. So that'll be most of the environment you are dealing with.
Okay. Well, I
And you
suppose we
should
just...
you can see a lot of sections where they're marked that there's ruins that have been mildly explored, heavily explored, stuff like that.
I suppose we should just follow the map, yeah?
We have a map, right? This came with a map. Like, first rule of being out on an adventure, we need a map, right? Did we get one?
I'm pretty sure we got handed a map at the beginning.
Yeah,
Just making sure.
it was handed to Alex Bell.
Belle has a map.
And I guess a spare one would have been given to Shay by the
Cool.
I can't remember. I lost her name. I have it written here somewhere. Anyway, by the guard that was helping you guys out. So, you do have maps. It looks like it's about 2 days journey. One mostly on main road, the rest on more wild area.
All right, let's get going. Here, Belle, you can hold my backpack.
Shrugs, takes it. Ties it to his own backpack.
Okay. So, I could be throwing all kinds of things at you, but I honestly don't care to. I'm happy to let you guys just skip your way there with a little cut break, unless you guys want to be doing something while you're walking for the next 2 days. By the way, this would give the automatic skip that would let you attune to the item Maxwell?
Okay.
I would like to do my craft for the armor and explain how I'm making the armor.
Go for it.
So, while we're setting up our first camp, or for the first night, I'm assuming we stopped a little early for resting and all that. Bell proceeds to look around for a particularly large rock.
You find a particularly large rock.
He then pulls off his bracelet, sets it down to form his tiny Stonehenge with a fire in the middle, and heats up the metal ingots in it.
Okay.
Once he has one hot enough to work, he picks it up with some tongs, sets it on the he grooves a small chunk of the rock out with a chisel, sets it in the hole he just made, and then proceeds to smash the draw plate into the hole, embedding it into the rock and squeezing a little bit of the hot metal through the hole, just as hard as he can.
Okay, just for fun, make me a strength check. Hell, if you have metalsmithing, just go ahead and add that in too, because I'm assuming yeah.
That would be a 27.
Okay. So close to critical. Just so close. Oh wait, I'll give you a 3 for your description. Congratulations, you criticaled.
Ooh.
Alright. You successfully draw the metal through.
And then he winds it up onto a wheel and hangs it from his backpack.
Okay.
While we're traveling afterward the next day, he actually pulls out 2 very large, almost needle-like things, and remembers back to when he first tried to learn how to crochet. Originally, he had a huge problem with it because although the ladies that were teaching him were very nice and very patient, he just kept breaking the rope and the cords, and anything they would get him, he would just tear halfway through or worse. Eventually, as a joke, his old master actually came up with the name for him. Fizbin got him a small wheel of metal, much like the one he has just recently made, to try it out with. And he found out that because of the strength in his hands, he can actually crochet with metal wire. And so as we are walking, he proceeds to essentially make a shirt using this metal wire.
Okay, just for the hilariousness of it, and the creativity, I'll give you a +5. For trying to do this while walking, though, I was going to take away some. So let's give you a +2 total. And we'll see how much. Well, roll first, and then we'll go for the next part.
That would be a 25.
Okay. Roll me the percentile dice and add about 20%. That'll be how much you got done in this time.
So 54, so 74.
Okay. You're doing pretty well. You were at 74% done. Let's just say 75 because I don't care to take that 1% around. Okay. Anybody else doing anything on their travel time? While, your friendly stone board is knitting.
Humming and knitting while walking.
Snix is
I'm just
definitely
fascinated.
yeah. Snix is gonna ask lots of questions about other goblins to my 2 new friends who know this area to see if they know anything about the goblins here, where they're from, and what families they know, and all of this, completely innocent questions.
Ify is just kind of flying around, watching where Belle walks, and hey, you should go this way. Hey, watch out for that rock. Hey, there's a tree right there.
The tree is no longer there anymore.
That poor tree.
It will ungrow back.
Anyway. Okay. Then, near the end of the second day, you approach the section of ruins that has some massive pillars out front, but otherwise appears just to be a long box. and it is weirdly together. It looks overgrown, but not like it's crumbling apart like a lot of the other ruins you've passed by.
This is our
Is it just-
intended destination.
Mm-hmm.
Is the
And it
box
is
just
sunset
flat
right
on
now.
top?
Nah, it's got a peaked roof.
I don't know about the rest of you, but I would like to finish getting this, holding up his little arts and craft project, finished before we try messing around with this thing.
Okay, I suppose we can
And it's
camp
getting
out front
pretty-
overnight.
Oh,
How about
and
we hang out
our friendly
a
geek
l-
girless reminds everyone to self-care and drink their water.
I'd like to hang out a little ways away from it overnight. No reason to be right outside the front door.
What are you talking about? I want to be right outside the front door. Have you seen this place? It's beautiful.
We've also been warned that it's heavily trapped, and we don't know how far those traps reach from the building.
Yeah. I start wandering around the outside of it. I grab some ropes and shimmy up one of the pillars.
Make me an acrobatics or athletics check.
All right. So that'd be an 18.
You successfully make it. It's not that hard. You make it on top. It's just stone roof. Looks a bit aged. Definitely a couple bird nests up there.
Perfect.
I'd like to remind you.
I like ruins.
Okay,
Just
that's
gonna
fair,
chill
that's fair.
there, watch the sunset. I'll come back and build my tent later. It's fine.
Okay. All right. Anyone else preparing camp for the night?
Yeah, Shay's probably setting up his tent and a little campfire within about a block of this building.
Okay.
Bell,
Since camp's
set
already
up-
set up, I'm gonna, read a book. My new water magic book.
Okay.
How do you set up for camp? Like, is it just like the teeniest, tiniest little tent, or like is it a birdhouse that we just stick up for you? Like, I don't understand.
I'd like to imagine since you're like on top of the ruins, you're like yelling this down.
Oh no, I like the birdhouse idea. Just hangs it from a nearby tree.
By the way, if I'm yelling things down, I'm telling Shea to pitch my tent for me.
I don't see why you're. Okay. Yeah. All right. Belle, hand me your backpack, please.
Okay.
I pass the backpack over.
I'll
Lay down
set
my
up your
roll.
tent.
No tent. Bell just sets up a bedroll and sits on it and continues working.
Yeah, Shay
Okay.
sets up her tent about 240 feet away.
Do any of you have survival?
No, I don't think so.
Why would I need survival?
I'm an indoor Sihanouk.
I was gonna
I
take
visit
that, but I took
ruins.
it
I
off
don't
of my
live
list.
in with them, so I
No.
don't have survival.
I mean, the traps and stealth and escape, but no.
Okay. Well, you all more or less pitch your tents the way they're supposed to be. Someone attempts to set up a fire, and it's kind of screwy, but it's lit.
I'll be more than happy to roll survival so I can start working on it.
Go for it. Honestly, yeah.
Yes, let's do that, please.
Because I meant to buy that, and then I took it away to do magic or some such nonsense like that.
Okay, survival is part with what skill?
I think we tied that to
Agility?
intelligence. I don't know. Hey, Dreadlocks, if you're paying attention this time. Survival, what do we stick that under?
Intelligence.
Intelligence? Okay.
That
That's
was just a 10.
That's a 15 for Shea. Indoor Sihanouk apparently can kind of pitch a tent a
I
little
rolled
bit.
a 12 plus 9 is 21. Oh, except
Wow.
it's exploding 12.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
10.
Mm-hmm.
And
Your
another
Kip's
10 is 31.
Wow. Okay.
Your 10's perfect.
You critically succeed, and your choice if you helped everyone. But yeah, your hunk of the campsite is absolutely perfect. You will actually sleep so well out here that you will get a temporary +5 HP that is above your normal HP for tomorrow's adventure.
Cool. Yeah, I helped everybody. I mean, because if we're all going in together, we need to be all rested, not just me.
Okay. And
I am
with
just
that,
imagining
and
the floating.
Maxwell, you actually also did succeed.
Okay, cool.
Her
But I didn't.
with her help, you will get up to a +5. Everyone else will get a +3.
Is it 13?
Thanks.
I crit failed.
Huh.
We're not paying attention.
You know, luckily, since everyone else set up a good camp, it's not a detriment to you.
I
But you
didn't set up my own tent.
you stayed up way too late, staring off into the ruins. Ruins, sorry. And unfortunately did not get any of that nice, super good rest. But what rest you did get was very good.
Nice, that's nice.
Oh, wow. Anyway, Night Sky, did you say you wanted to study up on magic?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you familiar with the process, or do I need to give you a quick rundown?
Vaguely, it's something about research and glyphs and rolling.
Yeah,
I
that's
haven't
all good.
opened that.
It's all good. So if you're trying to learn a new spell through research, it depends on the spell order you're going for. So you kind of have to already know what spell you want, or you can, if you want, you can just describe generally what you're going for, and I can kind of point you at a spell. But
Well, I was kind of, just I don't have water magic yet, so I'm trying to teach myself water magic because, it would have been super helpful on the boat.
true that, true that. In that case, you'd probably just be starting with basic Order 1 spells. You will have to devote 2 hours of time to doing that, and give me a roll of 16 from research. However, the book gives you a +2.
Well, and I also have the research kit, which gives me a plus. Let's see, what is it? Research kit is a +2 to research rolls.
Yep. You should have some like spectacles or something in there that help you. So you get a +4, and you need 16.
Please don't eat my phone.
And the 2 hours will be spent regardless. Luckily, apparently your campsite's so nicely set up, you're set.
Right. So let's see. I rolled a 10, and then plus the 4 for let's see, +3 for my research is 13, plus the 2 from the research kit is 15. And then what?
You had additional +2 because you actually have the water magic book. So congratulations, that is 17 out of the 16.
Right, and I don't remember which skill it is that goes with the research. It's intelligence, isn't it?
Oh, you didn't add that in yet. Yeah, it's
Which
intelligence.
is also 26. So total is a 26.
Well done. Yeah, with that, it's not quite critical. You very comfortably learn a water magic spell. So feel free to go select one. You know how to use the glyph, and you now know how to make a token that is water magic associated.
So I don't have, water magic like the skill, but I have a token for a water magic spell.
No. You actually did gain a water magic skill. You also now can make a token of that has that skill on it.
Cool.
So if you want to go through that process real quick, I'm assuming you want to make a token of the skill you just got.
Yeah, I just have to figure out which spell to put on it. But yeah, I would like to make a token along with.
Yeah, let's just do the token creation real quick. That way we make sure you have it. Then if you get it, then you can just, whatever spell you select, you can stick on it. That way we keep the game going. So your goal is to roll a 12. It is going to be your token creation plus your intelligence.
I just rolled a 12, a nat 12.
Wow. All right.
So exploding 12s makes that a hey, stop. Another 11 is 23 plus token creation is 26 plus intelligence is 35.
Wow.
There should be another +3 for the difficulty level of doing that with a little one.
Right. Okay. So normally at this point you would have a few glyphs spaces on it. You have 20 glyph spaces attached to this. You can put 20 water spells to whatever your token is. By the way, you need some object to be your token, even if it's a random stick you pick up off the ground. So decide what you want the object to be. You can easily put the spell on it now.
That's pretty amazing. I only got 3 slots in my hair clip.
She did good.
She did amazing.
Then one more roll. You need a 12 again, and it's your glyph plus your intelligence. As long as you roll that, you can put the spell on, no problem.
Okay, it's glyph plus intelligence for adding the spells. Is that what you said?
Yep.
So intelligence is 9 plus glyphs is 3 is 12 plus a 10 is 22.
Yep. When you pick your spell, it is now inscribed onto your token that has a lot of rune spots. So, all right. Anyone else doing anything before the night is over then? And Alex, go ahead and finish your shirt.
Yay, I put it on.
I mean, Snyx would try and use her legendary item, which is that Diary of the High Priestess, so she could ask a question and then just open it in a random spot and whatever.
Okay, go for it.
She could shoot. It's like she will then read like the entry and kind of take her answer from that.
All right, remind me how we set up this item. I should have written down your guys' legendary items, or legendary legacy.
That's basically all that we said. We said wrong page. 5 times a day, ask a question to get directions. So it doesn't tell me exactly. It just gives me a negative or a positive idea, and then I can embellish whatever I'm reading in that thing.
Okay, sounds good. Go for it.
Right. So she's just gonna put her hand on the diary of the High Priestess, and she's gonna say, so are these traps really super deadly? And then she's gonna like open it up. So in which direction should this go?
Okay. So the passage you'll read is, the traps are as deadly as you make them. Your skill will determine how dangerous they are.
All right. So it's what she is reading is then the High Priestess talking about teaching Snyx something, and how the first time she tried it, she bonked her head, but then she kept practicing, and by the 5th time she didn't bonk her head anymore, and showed a very clear improvement in the technique. And Snyx is like, well, great, can bonk my head if I'm not good enough. And then she's gonna try and go to sleep.
All right. Sounds good. Anyone else?
So, sorry.
Go for it.
So I put a success for token creation, glyphs, and research, right?
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure I remembered all of the...
Yeah, I get you. Lots of rolls back to back.
Right.
All right. Any other maneuvers for the night?
Nope.
Okay.
Well,
I'm assuming you all go to sleep.
Healing herbs around, she might take time to grab a few of those. But
Okay. Roll herbalism real quick.
I have herbalism.
Yeah.
So
Go ahead and roll it real quick.
And Shay will probably stay up a bit later than everyone else, since no one else mentioned keeping an eye out for at least the first part of the night. So he's just gonna stay up a bit later.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm already up. I'm gonna bug you.
Hmm.
Herbalism is intelligence again?
Yes.
Okay, so 8 and 9 is 17 plus 3 is 20.
Okay. You find, let's go with 5 handfuls of herbs. On their own, they'll heal 1d4. You could refine them down into a type of tonic that'll heal 1d6. All right. And I'm assuming everyone at this point has gone to bed except for Shay and Ethna.
Well, and I was still awake because I was doing all the
Yeah.
reading and crafting and whatnot.
Yeah.
You said 1d4 as themselves, or what if I make a potion?
1d6.
We don't actually have to have a conversation if you don't want, Shay. You can just leave with a general annoyance that I kept you up so long.
I chose to stay up. Don't worry about it. He was totally like 1,000-yard stare just a minute ago, just like.
Okay. If you two want to roll perception.
Bounced out of the tray, but it was a. Hey, wow, what are the odds? I was about to say, it bounced out of the tray, which sucks because it was a 12. Then I rolled it in the tray, and it was a 12 again.
You gotta love it. That 12 was meant to happen.
So 17.
I got a 15.
Okay. So, both of you actually recognize this species of bird. It is unique to Citizel, and there's a connection to them. They are very much guardians of the ruins, so they're watching you, and they're watching everyone else, just to make sure you guys aren't doing anything you shouldn't. But do you feel no hostile intent from them?
Probably a common enough sight for the ruins. It's not really too concerning. Just
I would be-
regard them.
I would
Look-
be fairly comfortable around them. So.
Yeah, both of you are Seanox, so you'd have a pretty good familiarity with these creatures.
Are they reacting to my falcon sitting there?
Yeah, they don't seem very
No,
interested.
No.
I'm gonna pull out some of my rations, see if I have some bread or something I can leave out for him.
Okay. So they are somewhat raven-like, but they come down making happy kind of cawing noises, grab some food, and fly back to the roof of the structure. Okay, and that's about all you see during your time.
Cool. Gonna head to bed then.
Okay. And it is the morning. As the sun rises, you hear the birds making loud chirping noises, almost like they are trying to wake you up.
Crawl out of
Just
tent, I guess.
5 more minutes.
I thought I fed them enough to stop bugging us.
Well, as the camp comes together, they fly away.
All right. Well, we have a ruin before us.
Oh, 1 minute. Here, Belle, take my pack. Okay, I'm ready.
Belle is very sluggishly trying to move around.
Hey, you all got great eye to sleep. I just want to note that.
Yes, Belle is still. I think I need like 10 or 11 hours of sleep every night
Oh, jeez.
because I have the easily tired.
I will remember that for later.
Well,
I feel
just
If there's a reason why Belle doesn't even try to do watches. He can't.
well, this wouldn't be my first time in a room, so I'm gonna start heading up, guys.
Okay. I'm going to assume the group manages to pack up, get their breakfast, and head on in. Sound good?
Yep.
Okay. So,
Traveling order?
Yeah, Snix kind of wants to go first because she's pretty good at traps, and now since she read that book and she knows, yep, you're definitely gonna bonk your head if you're not paying attention. She wants to look for traps the whole time that they're walking.
okay.
I see you running up there and I say, last one in's rotten egg.
I'm okay. I was not. By all means, lead the way.
Just don't want us to run into any of the traps. I'm pretty good at traps, and I'm kind of small, so
By all means, you may as well lead the way.
very good.
Okay, you two run up the steps, and there is a couple of massive wooden doors. The wood looks like it is aged, but not rotten.
I check the door for traps.
Okay, go ahead and roll for it.
And I'm guessing traps is agility, or is it intelligent?
It should tie back to trap sense.
Hold up, let me see. I
So
think I wrote it down.
perception.
No, it's agility. At least that's what the last one said.
Yeah. Maybe I can't remember how we did that.
Because I looked it up. It's one of my class skills.
Yeah.
So, and it is under agility. I'm guessing for avoiding traps.
Probably.
That's what you guys were
Yeah, I
thinking
think-
about.
Oh.
So
Traps is not for avoiding them; it's for making and setting them.
but
So, like-
that would also help me find them.
Yes, it would.
Would that-
Let me think about this for a sec. Let me go check perception. Give me just a second while I think on this. Gotta love test games. Iron out all the kinks.
Best I can see for perception is probably discern.
Right.
That's what I was gonna suggest.
Okay.
Maybe my knowledge in traps gives me a I don't know +2 or something,
What?
or +1 per rank.
Yeah, I was gonna say
maybe.
what is your
My
what's your
rank is 3.
rank 3 in traps? Okay. I gave you +2 for that.
All right. So let's see if I can actually
Maybe I'll give you more if you give me a
Level up
good
some-
description about how you check for traps. Remember,
Well,
immersion bonus. Gotta love it.
yeah she doesn't have to discern. We got to level discern up because that's very important. She'll take out her little dagger, and she will check all the edges just like carefully and make sure there's like no wires or anything, or see if there's any glyphs that she can see, and just like making sure there's not something very clearly how she would build a trap.
Okay. I'll give you +3 for that. Go ahead and roll discern.
So that's +3 +5. Discern is 0. That is 13.
Okay.
Math.
You feel pretty comfortable that there's no mechanics attached to these doors. They are benign and normal doors, albeit heavy.
Hey, Belle, I think you can open this. I can't see any traps.
Just give me a moment, as you know, Spell's only gone about halfway to the door. I'm not exactly fast.
She would have spent a few
Finally.
minutes checking for traps. You should catch up pretty easy.
Attempts to push the door open.
You, without too much effort, I'm assuming you're strong enough, just get the door open. By the way, based on your previous trap roll, you do know that there are several false tiles here that lead to something. However, the front room is fairly empty. There seems to be a altar-like table at the front. You see a tablet representing a mountain with a rising sun over it, but there's nothing on the altar itself. It's just a flat stone table with that depiction behind it. The depiction is carved out of stone. Otherwise, it's a fairly sizable room, maybe 20 feet deep, 20 feet wide. There are 2 doors on either side.
Okay, so I would know there's tiles that we shouldn't step on. Did I understood that right? Right, so she's definitely going to tell them, be careful where you step in. These tiles might be trapped. And can we see, is that all there is, or is there any exits or passageways?
Like I said, there's 2 doors on either side at the far end of the room. So you'd have your table against the altar table against the back wall, along with that depiction in the back. Either side of that is the doors.
Right. Can she try and figure out which tiles are the ones that we shouldn't be stepping on?
Sure.
Guessing it's discern again.
Yeah, more or less.
Right. So what she would do is she would like pick up a couple of stones and look at the tiles, and she would one after another try and hit each tile and see if she can if anything would happen. And that is, what was it? That's a 5. That is plus perception, right?
Yes.
That is a 10 and plus 2 for her, and that's a 12. 12. Cat is distracting me.
Cat would do that. Okay. You're having trouble discerning which ones they are in particular. One of your guesses, though, is you throw a rock at it, you hear a click and a very quick thick, and a spear from the ceiling is now standing straight up and down on that tile.
Oh. Okay.
I want to roll perception if that's okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, now you've all seen it. You have a pretty good idea about what's going on.
By the way, since the couple days had passed, what would the total magic point attunement for that item be?
It is 10.
Okay, cool.
And you have the sense that about 5 times per day you can summon that cat, and it seems to just want commands from you.
Okay, cool.
So, guess who rolled a 1 for perception again, or discern?
Congratulations.
I need to stop rolling discern. This is gonna get me killed.
Apparently. Reroll, see how bad it is.
So I rolled a 17.
Okay.
A 3.
Alex, Belle is so convinced that, like, you've been lucky so far, but you're convinced that every other tile that you guys could step on, it's like a ring of traps. You do not want to take any steps at this point.
Great. Nope. I don't want to go anywhere. Don't want to move.
Uh-oh.
With a 17, you can point out a couple of them, but you haven't quite picked up the pattern yet.
To point out the ones that I know.
Did I get this?
Here or here, maybe? But...
Did I get the sense with that cat that it was like spectral or an illusion?
Everyone can see it, so it probably isn't like an illusion. Okay, I guess an illusion can be seen by multiple people. Your sense mostly is that it is more spectral and magical than anything.
Okay. I think I'll try summoning that cat.
Okay. The ghostly cat appears before you, and it just sits there waiting.
Cool. I don't know what to call this thing. Cat, tear off down this hallway towards that altar, would you?
It saunters over, jumps up on the altar like a cat would. It meows.
Oh, it didn't trigger any pressure plates. Does it look like it has, like, mass?
Doesn't seem like it's affecting any of the dust or anything around it.
I see. Are you just a... You probably don't understand what I'm saying. What is a cat? I don't know what to do with this thing. Come on back, I guess.
It saunters back up to you. It meows again.
Just
And
stay
Six
close,
totally
I guess.
You can feel the
felt-
magic starting to fade. You can probably get a little bit, another 10, 15 seconds out before it completely disappears.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are there any doors near us, or the only doors are down there by the altar?
The only doors are by the altar.
Okay. Well,
Snyx totally failed her willpower thing, and she gets out her little whip blade, and she steps on the first thing, and she starts just whooping tiles in front of her to see if she can set things off without actually being on that tile.
Let Maxwell finish. We'll go for your whip attacks.
What sort of roll would I make if there would be, if with these last remaining like 10, 15 seconds, I could try to, now that I'm attuned to it, try to discern what the purpose of this magic item is? Aside from summoning a cat that can't seem to physically interact with anything?
Let's see. That research spell that Viv used would help. You could try and decide how to go about this. Now that you've attuned to it, you could try channeling some magic again, and it'll help reveal a little bit more to you. I'm trying to think of anything else I might go about.
Sure, it doesn't take, like, magic regenerates within a few minutes, right?
Yeah,
Magic points?
Yeah, per round, you're getting back your mana base.
Mana base, which is every 20 seconds. So yeah, that's fine. I have enough mana so I can channel this and then chill for like 60 seconds. Or maybe like a minute or two. But I'll channel in 24 magic points and see if that provides enough juice to this thing to see if I can understand it a bit better.
Okay. As you channel, you get the sense that the cat is there to basically act as a messenger or a scout. You can send it off somewhere to get information for you. If you actually were to command it to look around a corner, you'd be able to get a sense of what's around the corner from the cat, or if you wanted to send messages. Basically, it's a little spiritual servant type of thing. But it'll basically follow any command that you give it. It just doesn't have much mass to it, so it's more for that type of thing.
Gotcha. So does it just communicate to me telepathically, or
More or
is
less.
it just like a I see what it sees, or
You would get an impression more than anything.
okay, cool. If I have time with it left, or if I need to summon it again, let me know. I just want to send it back and just have it run through the right door. The door on the right.
It will. It has a little bit of speed this time. It goes through the door. You see a room full of statues. You kind of get an impression of that. However, it's very low to the ground, so the statues look insanely tall. It's a quick impression, though. You don't get too much out of it.
Okay, and then I imagine it fades away.
Yep.
Cool. Well, I believe it or not, cannot fly, so I don't entirely know how to get across these tiles without stepping on things.
How does the room look like? It's about 30 feet or less.
Yeah, it's about 20 foot square. Oh, let's round robin at this point. I know Viv was going to go thwacking, so I'll give her a chance to do that real quick. Roll luck.
Make sure that I'm still back by the door and not flying out where they're going to trigger anything that's going to hit me.
Sure.
No, I'm thinking everybody's behind me. I'm probably all the way in the front. And she will not hit the tile that she's on. Just the ones that, to see if she can make herself a safe walk up to where the altar is. Okay, so that's a 10 plus luck. That's 14.
Okay. You do trigger 2 traps, but they are actually well enough in front of you. A couple more spills sticking out of the ground now, but otherwise you make it to the altar. You actually see behind there's a lever.
Uh-oh. Oh yeah, that was a nat one. She pulls the lever.
Okay. Luckily, no one else is standing anywhere particularly dangerous because they all shoot out at once.
Yeah.
I
Look
told
at it
you
this way.
were...
At least it's done.
I
Now
told
there's
you this
none
room was
left.
full of traps.
And now it's safe.
Sure. I'll head up there towards the altar.
Okay. Like I said, it's more or less just a empty stone altar. You do see the switch now that you're up close to it. Otherwise, there's nothing distinguishing.
Shadow's gonna turn and take a few steps towards that door he had sent the cat through and open it up.
Okay. By the way, the door was already completely open. It was a doorway more than a
Right.
door. I'm
Gotcha.
not sure what I said. Yeah, both doors lead into the same room. It is a long room, about 40 feet. There is 8 statues, and they are just the various species that all existed before the Rupture. So you won't see fairies, you won't see Sihanouk, you won't see Stoneborns.
Interesting. This has some implications if this rune is. I see.
Oh, right. Another important detail. All of the races are holding up goblets like they're toasting. There's 4 on each side.
I see. Naturally. So this is sort of just some sort of room with a like a live scene sculpture, is sort of what it looks like, but with statues.
There's also a fountain with water pouring out of it at the end.
Head over to that fountain, I suppose.
Okay.
Go
for it.
Back in the other room,
Oh, yes.
I sit on the altar.
I mean, Nothing much happens. You're now a golem on, not golem, a stoneborn top of the altar.
I start looking for glyphs on it.
So we're in a new.
See if there's any magic on it, and I'll even channel 10 points of mana into the altar.
Okay. So go ahead. Like I said, new system. You'll roll your mana base. And
13.
okay. The sun that is depicted in the background actually lights up over the mountain.
I did something.
That's about all you got.
Okay.
Okay, so who's doing what right now? Maxwell, you're up by the fountain in the next room.
I ran in to the next room too.
Okay, like I said, you'll
Over
see,
at the fountain.
yeah, statues, various pieces. This room's about 40 feet deep, but still about 20 feet wide. Statues
there.
along the
Where-
edges.
Mm-hmm. Where'd the little pea shed go?
The cat?
What?
It's actually, I was looking up. It's Gaelic for kitten.
I love it.
So
Um,
I'm going to heavily enforce that his little name is now Pishek.
Love it.
I think it's only able to stay for a minute or so before it just fades.
That's so short.
It's just magic.
No, it's cute.
Sure. Well, anyway, there's a fountain here, it looks like.
Vivesha, Night Sky, what are you two doing?
So when everybody went into the new room,
Nah, Belle's sitting on the altar, making lights.
I'm still by the lever by Belle. I haven't moved yet. She was gonna just see if there was any like hidden, what's the word, compartments or anything back there. So she didn't leave yet. She probably was like, "What are you doing? Why are you jumping on there?"
Making grinding stone noises.
I'm tired.
Well, now that
It's
everybody's
not
not
bad.
poking and prodding at everything, I'm gonna walk across, fly across to the altar and the new door, and roll perception, I guess, see what I can see. Because discern, I don't have it, but we'll say I'm rolling to learn it.
Go for it.
So nat 12.
Very nice. Explode that dice. You're getting a lot of 12s. Well done. Gotta balance
And
out
then
Alex's
another-
ones.
5 is 17 plus perception is 6, so 23.
Okay, that is a success. So as you come in, you'll see, like I said, statues of the various races. You do make that same discern that it is none of the races that were there from before the rupture. You also notice that the cups seem to be of a slightly different material than the rest of the statues.
But I don't see anything that looks like traps or anything in this room like in the other room.
Nope.
I guess I'll investigate the cups.
Okay.
I
You
need
go
to
up to
roll
one, you see, you can go ahead and tell me if any particular statue or race. Like I said, you've got orc, troll, giant, goblin, human, elf, etc., etc., etc.
Right. Is there gnome?
Do you remember if gnomes existed before the rupture? Yes, I believe they did. So,
I thought gnomes showed up with the fairies.
maybe. I don't remember that in the lore. That one might be me.
Well, they lived in the same place, so.
Yeah.
The gnomes and
Hey,
the
Dreadlocks,
fairies.
you watching in the background? What's your ruling on gnomes? I don't remember if they were pre or post rupture. So if I can get him to throw me something.
Let's see.
Maybe not.
I'll look at the elf.
Okay. Okay. So, like I said, the cups are just slightly different material. Still seems to be stone, but it's not quite the same type of stone. And you do notice that it is depicted as being a jeweled cup and is very goblet-like.
It's just the Elvish one specifically, or
Yeah, anyone you would land on would have a kind of a goblet-like look to it. And they all have a jeweled look, even though there's no jewels in them.
Okay, I found the gnome page.
Okay.
They did exist before the rupture, but they became a lot more populous.
There you go.
Populars. A lot more of them suddenly started showing up after the rupture, but they've always been in the enchanted forest.
Okay, so sure, let's go. Our gnome.
are there any like glyphs or anything on any of the goblets, or just jeweled, fancy cups?
Like I said, it's carved jewels, not actual jewels embedded. And no,
Right. but-
no runes or anything. The insides seem unusually smooth, though, unlike the roughness of the rest of the stone. Okay, I'm going to move to, I think we're back to Maxwell now.
Yeah, I share the information with everybody.
Okay.
Yeah. Seems like maybe they've been drank out of. Wonder if that's why they've turned to stone.
I don't. Did you pick up a mug, or you just noticed the mug in the statue's hand?
I just walked up to the statues when I realized that the goblets were different, and I looked closer at them. I didn't actually pick it up.
But it is part of the statue.
It's part of the statue.
Okay. I'm over by the fountain already. Anyway, is it flowing or stagnant?
It is flowing, and it is crystal clear water coming out. You actually see a stone cup inside the fountain. It's only a couple feet deep. So it basically come up to your Cianox, so probably about leg height. There's a spout coming out of the wall that's pouring the water in, and you see a stone cup that is depicted the exact same way as all the other stone cups sitting at the bottom of it.
Okay. I think Shea will, just in case the water is harmful or something, he's gonna take the precaution of casting Deflect on himself.
Okay.
So I guess that'd be a roll to cast the spell.
Mhm.
Hey, a 12. What do you know?
Hey,
Uh,
12s are flowing nicely tonight, except for Alex. Sorry, buddy.
5, so 17.
It happens.
32.
Okay, that's a critical success. Well done.
And then that's gonna be the duration of 1d12 rounds. That's 2 rounds. And I just resist 1d6 damage. Would I roll for the 1d6 or
Let's go for it. Just add that as temporary armor.
6?
Wow.
Okay, so yeah, that's that casting of that spell.
Okay.
And then he reaches in to grab that goblet.
It's perfectly safe. Nothing happens. I almost feel bad.
He's a precautious little mage.
Mhm.
He pulls the goblet out of the water.
Okay. The stone is, clearly soaked through and, water dripping off of it, but just holding the stone goblet of water.
Okay. Could I channel some magic into this thing?
Go for it.
I'll try channeling 10 points of magic.
Okay. Go ahead and roll it.
17.
So your cup lights up and all the cups on the statues all light up. Just a very quick little soft glow. Happens for just a moment, then it all fades.
Might wait a minute. Seems like that was almost enough, but maybe not quite enough. And try channeling 24. And as he's holding it and channeling it, handing it to our gnome fairy friend here.
You're like a foot tall, right? That's guy.
I'm like 18 inches tall, yeah.
So
Sorry.
it's easily up to your chest.
Just holding it down to you. I don't think whatever was drank from in this goblet was meant for Cianox. So if you'd like to drink this, it looks like gnomish ancestors might have in some joint collaboration or celebration with the other races, but clearly we were not involved in this.
I'd like to remind you,
doesn't seem harmful.
she's clearly half fairy.
Well, 50-50 shot something. This isn't Shay on the line. Shay is there's a 50% chance, this goes well for you and 50% not. So at the same time, we're saying this isn't out loud, this is internally. 50% we see what happens if someone not pre-rupture drinks it. 50% happens, see someone happen after rupture drinks it. So this is like a best of both worlds here.
Well, no, because then how do you know which half of her it's affecting?
If you'd like to drink it and find out, I was in the water, when I picked up this cup, and it was harmless, so it doesn't seem to bear any malaise.
While they're deciding that, I'm actually going to fill all the other cups that everybody has with the water.
Okay, how were you going about filling them?
Probably ask if I can borrow that other cup just for a little bit.
Oh, you gonna ruin puzzles? Yeah, it's might as well worth a try. Ruin some puzzles. Here, go ahead and give that a try. Or drink it. Maybe. I picked up the cup. I'm not thirsty.
Can I cast Environment Commune?
Sure.
Okay, so nat 12 plus 4 is
Oh, you do start with 2
16.
water? Okay, yeah, that would have been.
And that was nature, so 16 plus 5 is 21 plus 9 is 30.
All right, well done. It does succeed, and your spell does shoot out, but as soon as they hit the walls, you feel a void. Like, you cannot sense what is past these walls. And as you think on that, I'm going to flip over to the team in the first room, see what they're up to.
All right, I share that information, though.
Okay.
That I can't sense through the walls.
All right, Viv and Belle. Sorry, I don't know why I switched between. Snix and Belle. What are you two up to?
So exactly where is this sun I just accidentally lit up?
Behind the altar up on the wall. It's depicted rising over a mountain that is carved into the wall.
Do I see any glyphs now that I've put some mana into all of it?
Nope, no glyphs involved.
Looks to the goblin, shrugs. I put mana in. Now we have a sun. Okay. Does it seem like it's incomplete, or does it look like it did what it's supposed to?
It more or less looks like it's doing what it's supposed to. You don't have any sense that anything is wrong.
Okay.
Well, is there anything connected to the sun on whatever the picture is that's behind the altar, or anything where there's like a second sun that we could,
You can discern and look around if you feel so inclined.
All right.
No, I don't.
Well, she was going to look for little compartments anyway, so might as well. Yeah, nope.
Is it a 1?
No, that's a 2.
Oh,
that's
okay,
as close. That's as close to a nope as we're gonna get.
Yeah.
That's like a 7. So no.
Yeah. No, there doesn't seem to be any connection. Being as it looks like this is a ritualistic place, maybe it's just a nice light that's meant to light the room.
Full of spears.
A well-protected ritualistic place.
Yeah. They probably expected us to go straight for the altar. and then it would have gone psh, 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 shish kebab.
Growing a little bored with this, Belle wanders into the other room and gets out a water skin to help fill the cups.
Okay. You also going in there, Snicks?
Yeah, she kind of softly follows, just still looking out for traps.
Okay. So, what cup are you filling first? Because this is important.
The human's cup.
Okay. As soon as water gets poured into there, lightning bolts start shooting around the room. Everyone, roll dodge, because there's no way you can block lightning.
Challenge accepted. Is my shield wood?
Okay, fair enough. Anybody who has wooden accoutrements to block with may feel free to block. Or clay.
I got a 21.
15.
And would my deflect still have
Yes,
a little bit of
It's still,
Okay, cool.
you had what? Remind me how many rounds he was going for?
2 rounds, I think. So about 40 seconds from the time grabbing the goblet, handing it off.
Yeah, I'll give you it. I'll be nice. Okay, so your deflect still works, but what is your overall?
10 on the dodge.
Okay.
24 overall. Assuming you let me use my block.
Yeah, go.
Otherwise, it's a 12.
Is your shield wood?
I don't know what my shield is. It's just a kite shield.
Okay.
I don't actually know.
I'll tell you right now, if you want to declare it's wood, I will declare it wood, but I will keep track of that for future endeavors.
Sure, it was cheap. It's wood.
Okay. And the next trap suddenly has fire. Don't worry about that. Anyway, okay. So anybody who rolled 15 or above did successfully dodge. Anyone below that will be taking 1d6 damage. Go ahead and roll that.
Oh, but I had 6 from the deflect, so
Yeah, you're doing
we
fine
have 2
apparently.
temp left. Cool.
Yeah, the lightning bolt hits you and shoots straight up.
Whoa. Oh my gosh.
So is this one of those times where the one I rolled is actually a good thing?
Yeah, that's a good time for that to happen.
Because I only had like a 13 to dodge.
I got a cat messing with cords. I'm sure the cat got in the room.
Go fly towards the door, and if I happen to see from the door that the altar is now got the glowy sun, I'll check that out instead of getting struck by lightning while I'm flying around in the air.
Okay, as you head back over after getting a little bit of a zap, the altar seems unchanged. Sun's still glowing. The room also, despite having had lightning bolts everywhere, appears completely undamaged.
Anything special with the cup that was just filled?
It's now empty.
Rude.
Did the picture in the other room have
Is
cups
mine-
or wasn't there something in the other room with races on it? Was that picture or was it the altar?
Nope, altar was empty, and the depiction's only a sun over a mountain.
Okay.
Would Shannon know enough world history to know if elves were the oldest race?
Yeah, you could definitely. The pre-Rupture history is kind of weird because the Rupture caused so much havoc. Elves are one of the oldest, but they are definitely not. It's
The
not
oldest?
well known if they are the oldest.
Right, but it seems like they're the longest lived race, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a logical jump to maybe assume that they're probably been around the longest.
It's a
just
safe
based
jump.
off that
It's a safe
inference.
jump, yeah.
Cool. I think he'd be confident enough in that assumption to fill up the cup again. Does it seem like what did anything happen when he channeled like 24 magic points into the cup the second time?
Right. You do see that cup glowed again, and this time that there are lines connecting that cup and all the other cups together.
In
So-
a pattern or just like they're all linked?
They're all linked.
Okay. Shay says, this is a guess. I'm gonna pour it in the Elven cup. In case there's lightning again. I advise stepping out of the room. This is again a guess, fully. It's just a theory here. So give everyone a moment to do that if you'd like, and then gonna brace ourselves by casting that deflect again.
Okay.
Oh, I'm definitely sticking around to see what happens next.
Cool. So that's a
I'm just gonna
24
kinda hover
on
in
the
doorway and
casting
watch both rooms.
of the spell,
Okay.
and for
I'm assuming lightning is essentially just a lot of heat, so will protection from heat help with it?
That's a weird one that you're making me think about, but sure, I'll give you.
I'm saying this because we don't actually have a protection from lightning.
Yeah, weird that. Let's go with there's still a lot of power and energy that's not necessarily heat coming through, so I'll give you half protection.
So that's a for 7 rounds and 3 on the 3d6, and then after bracing himself, he's gonna pour liquid in the Elven cup from the goblet.
Okay. So who all actually is staying and who's going?
Here.
I'm gonna slap protection from heat on both of them and hopefully not botch either of them.
Okay, go ahead and roll it.
And the first one goes off, and the second one turns into a wisp.
Luckily for you, that works to your advantage. This wisp is now wandering around, casting protect heat on anything and everything. After a while, everyone
You
has
get
protect
protection.
heat.
You get protection. You get protection.
Can I do a brawl check to like grapple the wisp
Sure.
and
if he
just
feels-
hold on to it? I'm just carrying a wisp up.
Here, use this. I hand you the lantern.
Oh god. Yeah.
Oh, put a wisp in a lantern. Wild.
Sure.
mean,
That would be a 16.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, sure. You catch a wisp. They're pretty mindless. They just wander around casting whatever spell they're made out of. So
Well, this works. Just sticks in the lantern so it can see out and keep casting, I guess.
yeah, after a minute or two, just by pure luck of it, all of you are now protected from heat.
Cool. Pour the goblet.
Okay, so I want to note this was planned beforehand. As you pour, it disappears again. This time, fire shoots up from the ground, which all of you just laugh at.
That was a
Belle.
bad
Tickled.
guess. That was a
So, what-
bad guess.
So what
Um,
protection from heat does is whenever you take heat damage, you mitigate 1d6 of it.
Okay, it's only 1 die 8. It was a pretty quick jet, so.
Yes, Nyx is totally like backing it up. Just like, oh, nope, nope, nope.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go investigate the altar now. You guys have fun with your cups.
I'm just gonna forget the damage and just assume it's just been hitting you so many times that you're all just happily super heat protected because it's a wisp and it's weird.
Well, that was a bad guess, admittedly. Any other suggestions?
I'm guessing the cup is emptied again.
The cup is emptied again.
Have we tried putting a cup full of water on the altar?
No. By all means,
See
here,
anything
take the
happening,
cup.
but it can't hurt.
Maybe stick with wisteria.
Okay, I'm assuming you're gonna go do that then.
By all means, here, take the cup.
Sure. I take the cup and go set it on the altar.
You now have a cup of water on the altar.
That's about what I was expecting.
To do
Or
I'm
is
anything?
it-
surprised that you were able to take the cup out of this room.
Pours
Honestly.
Pours the
Well-
water on the altar. Shrugs, hands it back.
Okay, well,
Okay, so
How about
what
on
were
this-
the races that were there? It was human, elves.
Yeah. Sorry, I really should have pre-built that one, but let's actually do this right now. Okay, so let's go with human, elf, orc, troll, goblin, gnome, giant, and I blanked on species. Wow.
While you're doing this,
Oh,
Shay is
duh.
going to be.
Scraw. Wow.
Stoneborn?
Nope, can't be Stoneborn.
Shay's going to say, well,
Oh, that's right. That was after.
I-
wasn't it?
remember, I did have that thought that Xenox were not meant to participate in whatever this was, and I assume that applies to Stoneborn as well. So again, maybe you or looking to Snicks or Evie. This seems like something you are meant for, not us.
Okay, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a hint. Let's see if anybody can get it. Everyone feel free to roll discern.
I was trying to do that.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I didn't quite hear. My apologies.
It's okay.
I got a 10.
Hey.
Is discern a perception
It's a
skill?
perception skill.
Okay. 8.
12.
I rolled a nat 12, which then I rolled an 8, so 20 plus perception is 26.
Okay, you notice something that is very interesting. Those races that are similar height to each other, the cups are always in a distinctly different position. Like they're holding them higher or lower, depending. So, like
What?
your humans.
I was totally gonna go for height.
Hey, the humans and the elves, for example, the human has it almost in front of him, and the elf has it up high.
And those are the two we've filled so far.
Like I said, it is specifically among those races of a similar height. So, do with that info what you will.
I share it with the group.
Perfect. I was thinking littlest first. So probably no.
No.
So, who's filling the cup?
I'll do
Uh,
it.
Sure, go ahead.
It's already filled and dumped in.
Let's say,
Yeah,
as,
there's no-
let's say, as you go to do it, I'm putting protection from cold and
Shay is
running
not
out
even
of the
in the room
room.
anymore.
Go ahead and cast that real quick, Alex.
Okay, it goes off.
Okay, good.
No
Okay.
more wisps. Those were helpful.
He still has a protection from heat. Wanted a lantern. Anyway, nothing happens. You fill it successfully. The water stays.
Well, I suppose pour it in the next tallest statue's cup.
Goblin?
Going.
Goblin.
Can I investigate the altar while they're doing that?
Yeah.
So,
Morning.
I like this dice because that's another nat 12.
Lots of 12s tonight.
That's a 10. And then my perception is a 9. So 19 and 12 is 31.
Sure. Tell me where you're at in relation to the altar.
The altar's right between the doors, right?
Mhm.
So I was originally at the door, and I'm gonna kind of go up to the altar from the door, to check it out. And
Okay. Are you like? I mean, you're short. Are you on it, under it, looking
I'm
up at
kinda,
it from
like,
kind of a
hovering
distance?
in the air in front of it.
Okay. So as you, right about the same time that Megan pours it into the goblin's cup and it doesn't disappear, you see the sun shimmer just a tiny bit, almost imperceptibly.
Cool. Hey, the sun changed when you did that. Do it again.
Can do. As I'm already pouring it into probably the scraw, right?
Yeah, you've got the pattern down. You're fine.
Okay.
Just you keep going up.
Number
it works.
3.
Yeah. It shimmers very slightly, almost imperceptibly again, but you can still see the slight change. Doesn't seem to be dimming or brightening. It just changes for a second.
Is there anything else that I see? Like anything that, looks like it might be openable or looks like it'd have anything to do with the statues in the other room? Or...
No, not particularly.
So every time you pour water in a cup, it shimmers in here.
Wow, I like shimmering. Shimmering is good.
Okay. Can I safely assume you're just going to fill the rest of the cups now?
Yes.
Okay. As the last cup is filled, the fountain actually turns off, the water drains out of it, and the whole wall actually comes apart and unfolds itself, basically, and opens into an archway and another doorway.
Woohoo!
There
We
we have
made
it.
it.
I'm gonna take
Ooh,
the
Well,
more
water
we opened the
doors.
door.
at the altar and dump it into like an empty vial in my kit, just for later purposes of curiosity,
Go for it.
and go with everybody to investigate.
Go for it. All right. So you make it into the next room, and you see a couple of. You see more murals, and they have very specific depictions as I scroll through my notes. Ha 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 ha. I'm totally prepared, GM, narrator. Okay. So this is a relatively small room. You see a depiction of fire, a depiction of ice, so maybe, I don't know, glacier, a plant, another mountain, and smoke.
You said fire and smoke?
Separate tablets. Then in the center of the room, there is a pillar, and it just has this half sphere on top.
Appears to be
Huh.
some sort of ritual offering bowl.
I'm guessing cast the appropriate magic types on the tablets.
That seems to be what the mural suggests. Unfortunately, I don't know any magic like that.
Walks over and casts. This makes things fun. Weapon surge from the fire school on the one that looks like it's from fire. Because I don't actually have any direct fire magic.
Okay, so hey, if you were to cast that on a weapon, how would you imagine that looking?
Like it's engulfing the weapon, and now we have another wisp.
God, that's not a good wisp. I mean, it's a good thing we already have the other one that's making us all fireproof.
That one's going around smacking stuff, isn't it?
No, it's just going around applying fire damage to any. It's essentially applying a sheath of fire
Oh
to
my
items
gosh.
so that they're more dangerous to hit people with.
Okay, slowly but surely. Mostly your weapons, but occasionally other things that might be considered weapons. Like, I don't know, if you had a bottle or something. Just all of your shit's randomly getting engulfed in fire. The item itself is fine, but anything near it's burning.
I grab my backpack from Belle and toss it out of the room.
Was I ever? I remember I asked you about this when I was buying items. Was I ever actually able to buy any metal boxes? Because this is the reason why I wanted them.
Yes, I allowed you to buy some metal boxes.
I grab one of them and clamp it closed over the wisp. I'm assuming the box then ignites.
Yeah, the box definitely ignites. And
I
stays
set it
ignited,
aside.
too.
I know
I
zero
carefully-
magic.
I carefully open the lantern, set the box underneath the wisp that's casting protection from fire, and close the lantern, since I'm assuming that wisp is probably protected from fire.
Uh-huh.
So now the lantern is lit.
And you have an ever-burning box. Like, the wisp has nothing to point at except the box, so it's just...
It's
keeps
an
reigniting
ever-burning
it.
lantern that casts protection from fire on everyone nearby.
I like how I say, oh yeah, we don't have any method yet for creating magic items. And, well, Belle over here is making ever-lit lanterns.
I will make magic items. Thank you.
I'm gonna roll a perception check on the room if that's okay. See if there's any obvious thing besides, casting magic on the spells, or if there's any traps.
Yeah, go for it.
So that's a 9 plus perception is 6. It's 15.
Okay. You do notice that the orb, kind of like the cups, is a very smooth stone, as if it had been handled very, very often.
But the tablets, do they look smooth or are they rough? It's just this
Yeah,
orb
they're rough, and yeah, they're carved. They're obviously artisanally done, but they're still rough stone.
Try putting
So-
that lamp of yours in the bowl.
So I think that the thing that everybody touched in this room is the orb here, because it's smooth like the inside of the cups.
Oh, just as a side note, it's the top half of an orb. It's not a bowl.
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Does it look like it's missing the other half, or like?
No, it's on top of a pillar, like a carved pillar, but it is the only thing sitting there.
So just like a half a sphere, so it makes almost like a tabletop or something?
Yeah.
All right, so
So
I'm thinking that we have to put the whatever element it is on the half sphere in the correct order. So would we go in the order of the murals around, or should we try a different order?
Is there an obvious size difference in the tablets, like there was with the height of the cups?
Nope, they're
or-
exactly the same. They go in the order I described them: fire, ice, plant, stone, and smoke. They're all at the same height. They all have,
Yeah, so I guess, do we have items that represent these, or do we really need to cast a spell? Maybe. What do you guys think?
Well, we have an item for fire now.
And I mean, else we probably could use a torch.
Right.
We could probably get something to smoke that we could maybe like paper or
Can burn
something.
plant matter.
Yes,
have
and
lantern oil.
just that might go boom.
I have freeze. I can freeze liquids, so we could just put a canteen of water on top of that and freeze the ice one and freeze it.
You know, like wave whatever smudging stick we make could do the smoke.
I'm gonna run outside of the structure and grab whatever plant I can find and bring it back.
okay. You find grass. It's the closest plant.
Well, fire's first.
I set the lantern on top of it.
Roll luck for me.
7.
Nothing in particular happens.
Maybe you need to put the flaming box, or is the lantern actually on fire?
It's just the box in the lantern.
The
I
box is all.
pulled the-
Alex, how are you holding? Do you still have protection from heat running? Because that, like I said, the entire
Yes.
outer box is on fire.
Well, the box is in the lantern.
How big is that lantern?
I'm assuming the box isn't that big. It's just a little box.
I
These
mean,
boxes were just made to hold little wisps.
see, I imagine a wisp about like foot and a half across. That was my internal vision of them. We'll say it's just a tiny wisps thus far. I'll
I was thinking more Legend of Zelda, like
little yeah.
You can shove them in a
globe.
bottle.
We'll we'll write some rules in for a wisp size later. Anyway, okay. Sorry. Yes, box on fire, lantern. Sure.
Pulls the box out and sets it on the thing.
Roll luck again.
Maybe someone else should be doing this. I have a luck of 1, so that's a 5.
Nothing in particular happens. By the
I'm gonna
way,
grab out my flint and steel and put some sparks on there.
roll luck.
God
This is not a luck-based test. Just the way you guys are approaching it. This is the only way I can get you out of it.
15.
Okay. As she is working the flint and steel next to it, Her skin happens to brush the orb, and she goes poof, and is gone.
Oh. Touch.
Poof, gone.
Yeah, that's a 3. She touches it too.
Poof, gone.
This should be interesting.
Puts lantern back together and touches it.
Poof,
Well, I
gone.
guess I'll follow.
And yeah, everybody else went, so
Mm-hmm.
If everybody else jumped off a cliff,
I'll follow.
Oh, I'll be by myself.
what does the room do when they poof? Is there like anything, any shimmer, any?
The tablets light up, yeah.
Yeah. So poof.
Poof. Okay, so all of you, roll me a dice 6. If you get a 6 re-roll, you cannot have the same number as someone else, so keep rolling until we're properly distributed.
I got a 1.
I have a 6.
Re-roll if you
I
get
got a
6.
5.
I got a 5 too.
Alex,
I
have a
click,
re-roll.
or you two can decide.
Sure.
You want to roll or shall I?
I'll roll.
Okay.
4.
Okay. Okay, 2 and 3. Perfect. All right. Let me get you guys recorded. Okay. So, you all find yourselves immediately on this large, flat plateau about 20 feet across. You see a tree nearby. All of you feel distinctly different, and if you look around, you will notice your companions look very different. So, I'm going to go in order. Megan, your character now appears to be on fire. You feel no ill effects from being on fire except for hunger. You are starving right now. You want food. Viv, your character appears to be made entirely out of ice. You feel like you are sweating. You are hot. Like you are overheating right now. Night Sky, you appear to be made out of plants. You are so thirsty. Like you just want to get drinks of water. You are parched. Maxwell, you appear to be made entirely out of stone. You do not want to move. Every slight movement you make aches your muscles. You just want to stand or sit exactly where you are at. Alex, you are made of smoke. You have the exact opposite problem. You want to keep moving. If you sit still at all, your muscles are aching. Then they feel very comfortable. You're okay, a construct. You now know what it feels like to have muscles, and they are aching every time you stop. You are determined to keep moving.
I have never had so much mobility before. Whee!
And of course, I had to throw my pack out.
Belle is currently doing circles around everyone.
I don't particularly enjoy this. There was an order. These elements are familiar. I don't exactly know how to fulfill the order pre-mentioned on the tablets, because I am now made of stone.
So
I don't know
Well,
what that means. I don't like this.
I know how to fulfill it. I need food. I'm hungry. Does anybody have food?
Okay.
Food, please.
Alex, as you are happily skipping around as a smoke stoneborn, you notice that at the edge of this plateau, there is a massive winding path. You appear to be on top of a mountain, and this large path spirals around it. And from where you can see, the path actually ends at the bottom of the mountain, and it leads out into an ocean, and that is what is all around this giant mountainous island. And there is a half orb way out in the distance with a stone bridge leading to it at the bottom of the mountain.
Well, due to the complaints about food, I, while skipping, opened up my bag and looked to see if I have any of those random trail rations in there.
You were given plenty, yeah. Enough for about a week.
I pull out a pouch of it, drop it on the ground, and cast Feast.
Okay.
Okay, and it goes off.
Oh, no, what? No feast wisps?
No Feast
No
Twist.
feast.
It's enough food to feed 6 people, so this ought to be amusing.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to feast with.
How much one of those with a lantern?
So I look around. to see, because he didn't say he told us what he saw. So I'm looking around for myself to see. Do I need to roll?
Nah,
or
same
just-
gauge. This is all obvious stuff. You guys are on top of a mountain, big spiral, stone bridge at the very bottom, ocean all around.
So do you guys suppose we have to touch the orb in the right order this time?
Well,
I'm
the
not going
difference
anywhere. This is where the
now
food is.
is that we are made of those things. I don't know. I don't think there was a correct order initially. I think this is. Actually, I retract that statement. I have no thoughts to comprehend what is happening right now.
Well, the tablets were in a certain order, so since we're the things that were on the tablets,
Now there might be an order.
By the way, Megan, as you try and eat, the food just turns to ash in your mouth. You get nothing out of it.
It's mean.
That's so rude.
If Shea tries to move, can he move?
Oh, you can move.
It just is not fun.
Yeah, it's not fun for you. You're
So
actually
it's
fairly certain if
just-
you move around too much, you're going to start taking damage.
Okay,
Like,
I'm just gonna.
you can
sit
feel
right
it in your
here.
muscles.
I'm gonna sit
I
down and
Pick him up.
think.
You do seem to have some mass as your solid, as your smoke form.
Do you mind if I try to pick you up as I'm standing there hopping back and forth from each foot?
No, not a try. I'm not going anywhere otherwise.
Okay, I try to pick him up.
All right. For the brief moment you have to stand still enough to actually get him picked up, you do feel a slight tweak of pain. But as soon as you pick him up and start moving again, which I presume you do, yeah, you're feeling pretty good. And yeah, Shay, you're having no issues. You're technically still not moving around. The slight jostles might bug you a little bit, but
Cool. Well, I believe I'm a little indisposed at the moment, so
and with
I'm
that,
just
I'm going to
gonna
leave you
chill.
guys over. We're going to end the session. Going to leave you guys thinking about how you're going to solve the problem that you're now facing, and how each of you may have to go about this. This should be rather fun to see.
what were the tablet order real quick before you?
Yeah.
It was fire.
Ice,
Was it fire, ice, plant,
plant, stone, and smoke. Yep. All right.
And I'm assuming it's an ocean, so it's salt water, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your character hasn't complained about needing water yet, so I haven't done anything about it. I do
Okay.
have create water.
Hey, there you go.
So it's actually just our body made of that element, or like our body and our clothes.
Your clothes as well.
Okay, because with my willpower, she would have tried to strip it off.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay. Hey guys, remind me, it is /raid and then the channel name, right?
Yep, I think so.
Okay. I'm going to set us up on a raid, and then we'll end up doing stars and wishes real quick. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I hope you had some fun here, and come back and see how they solve these various puzzles they now have to work out. Thank you all, and have a good night.
I
Right, I forgot to count down, so we got 10 seconds, so everybody, just wait for 10 seconds. Okay, and read.